I have no idea how old Oochie is. I think he's in his 40s. Cassandra, I don't care if you talk to your daughter or not. That don't mean that that don't make her exempt. If you don't have 1,000 followers, I don't let you in the panel. You got to be a subscriber or you got to send a galaxy. Yeah, I don't know how old is he, Soka?
I think he just turned 44 this year. I think so, yeah. Because I think his birthday just passed a couple months ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
47. Y'all stop requesting up in the panel if y'all don't have enough followers.
I mean, you could date who you want when you grown, but like give these young girls a chance to live their life. Give these these younger girls chance to not be tied down by boundaries. People say, oh, say 18, you grown, but we know someone that's way more mature than somebody has the advantage. If you're not there to be an uncle or a brotherly figure or somebody that's going to guide these girls in the right way, things to look for, you shouldn't have your eyes on that because those girls are not even on your level. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care about maturity. Oh, they mature fast and this and that. They haven't been through enough. They haven't lived enough of their own life to be tied down to somebody with grown and responsibility and all these issues and all these bodies and these soul ties they have. Come on now.
Sometimes the women are looking at the men though too. It's not just the
I've
girls.
dated older. I've dated older, don't get me wrong, but I was in my son's father is like almost 20 years older than me, but I was almost 30 and he was in his 40s. It was an age difference, but look how much older I was once I decided to date that guy that was that older than me. And when I was younger, I was 19 and dated 33-year-old.
Damn.
And I looked at it like it was too much. You know what I'm saying? Like he had too much going on. He should have stopped that more than me because I'm thinking, oh, okay, I'm cool. We good. We on the same level. But he had been through way more trauma than me. He had been through way more women than me. He had soul ties. He had baby mama drama. He had all kind of things that a young girl should not be dealing with in her young life, in my opinion. So, yes, I have dated older men. I'm not one to say, oh, don't do this, don't do that. But you live and you learn. And I can only tell people from my experience. That's all.
Okay. But more importantly, how's everyone doing? What's up?
What you want?
More importantly than what I was just saying, because you coming up here to be smart mouth to me?
Yeah, what? No, I'm saying what's good with everyone. Like, how you doing? Like, what's up?
What in the world?
Okay, so I don't know. Like I don't really have much to say. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why y'all always want me to be the voice of reason. Come on up, speak on it, or forever hold your peace. Somebody told me there's a lot you can do about it. I just want to know what it is that we can do about it. Yeah, you got dropped. You ain't talking about nothing. You got dropped too, Victoria. You was coming up. You weren't even saying nothing. You kept interrupting the young lady. What's up, why?
Hey, hey.
Hey.
I don't want you to drop me this time, so I'm gonna be fast. I love you. Your house looks great. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
I'll say this. It's a new piece of ass coming off the porch every day.
Mm-hmm.
And some men have fetishes. And a fetish is not always just feet and whatever. Sometimes it's to ruin younger girls. They like to be the guy that gave her the experience, the guy that she did the first thing with, the guy that taught her how to do this, and now she do that with every man she with. And that is entertaining to them. That is a thing. He gets to control her for well after he has sex with her. So I just think that if we experienced it when we was young, because I was 16 and my first dude was like 29 with like 6 kids. He had way more experience than me. It might not be as much of an age difference as what Oochie is dealing with, but as they age up, they don't stop being attracted to that feeling, like that intensity. As we get older, we don't do the same things that young girls do, and young girls come outside with new shit every day. So
What you
I
mean? Come
just
outside with new shit.
like
May I say something?
sure.
I'm gonna tell you like this here, and I'm just gonna be quite frank. I'm 53 years old. I'm not about to be looking at no 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22-year-old women. First of all, we can't even talk about the same things.
Hey,
Second
baby.
of all, we don't have nothing in common with one another. And as I was watching, and I used to follow him, I unfollowed him once these allegations, and I used to watch him seriously. All he do is sit back and continue to count the same dollar bills. He'll go get about $200 bills like he got $5,000 or $6,000 in his hand.
Hold
And
on
you
one second, Edward.
constantly
Hold on 1 second. Leading lady said no one is saying anything how these women teachers are engaging with their students. Let me ask y'all a question. Why is it that every time we talking about one specific person, we go all the way over to some other person? Leading lady, why don't you talk about it? Why don't you get a live stream and talk about the teachers that's having sex with young kids? Like, why is it that when we bring awareness to something that is not okay, y'all go reach somewhere else and be like, well, why are we not talking about this? Why you not talking about it? Why you didn't hold a live stream about it? Why you ain't got no panel of people with the pictures in the backdrop about the teachers that's messing with the young kids? Why are you bringing it here?
speak
What's
facts.
the issue? Why are you deflecting or derailing the conversation to that when we not talking about that at this point in time? Go ahead.
My thing is this is luring young girls in. You counting money, you throwing it on the floor, you kicking it, you doing this, you send what do you got business sending a young girl money for, talking about getting her feet did and rubbing her feet and all the rest of that? So what you doing is you enticing this young lady because you cash apping them money. You doing this, you doing that. You a grown man. Any grown man that's seeking young girl. I got an 18-year-old daughter. And I wish a grown man would, because I'm gonna kill you.
Unalive.
Unalive you. Right on the spot. Soon as I see her.
That's why y'all doctors don't tell y'all nothing. I just want y'all to know that.
You know, no,
What you just
because
said, what you just said right there is why y'all daughters don't tell y'all nothing.
My relationship with all four of my daughters are crystal clear and
I'm
pure.
telling you right now.
And I can get them
Edward.
all on this line right
Okay,
now,
Edward.
and they're going to tell you
Let me help you out, Edward. Let me help you out, Edward.
See,
The first thing y'all do.
There is no such thing. If you
The first thing y'all do, y'all want to unalive somebody and take yourself away from y'all kid. That's the first thing y'all got to say. That's the first thing y'all go to is a sort of violence. And go ahead, and then now you got your daughter blaming herself for why her daddy in jail or why her daddy life got taken, because instead of him saying, you know what, I'm gonna have a conversation with him, or I'm gonna figure out what I can do within my control, you go to first line of defense is to take somebody's life. And that's why y'all daughters don't tell y'all shit. You think they do, but they don't tell y'all shit. They don't tell you about that dude that's touching them. They don't tell you about that dude that's whooping their ass. They don't tell y'all shit, because the first thing you want to do is kill somebody. And then they running around and suffering in silence because you think you can go. Now you going to go to jail and do what? Now you going to protect her from who?
And they still suffering.
Because you in jail now, so when the next motherfucker come along, how you going to be? You ain't the big bad wolf then. But go ahead, you got it.
You speaking facts. You speaking some facts, and I'm not gonna deny that. But what hurts my heart is what grown men out here doing. I was in high school. I went to Morgan Park High School because I'm in Chicago, Illinois. My man was up there, and this was one of my ex-homies. He was up there. We in our 40s now. He's still up at the school messing with the little girls. Do you know this man ain't even know who his daughter was, and he was up there talking to her, and she looked at him and said, Daddy, you don't know it's me. You don't. This man ain't seen his little young daughter in just that long, and you up here hollering at a girl at a high school.
That's sad.
Give me. I just want to get the now. I know, yeah, young girls do things to entice sometimes, but as a man of age, you got to be able to look at this little girl, 18 years old. Your teeth ain't even formed. Your jawbone ain't even formed into a woman's yet.
But she
You got
takes.
to be able to look between a young girl.
Wait, Edward, can I say something? But she takes direction. Not like a 45-year-old woman takes direction, but like a 19-year-old or a 17-year-old takes direction. So everybody's mindset is not like yours. And although we may want it to be, we may want every man to be wholesome and have integrity.
No man gonna be wholesome.
Want to protect women.
What you mean she take direction?
She takes
let
direction.
me tell you something.
She is still.
See, I'm gonna
You
drop
tricking.
real
You
fast right
tricking
now.
a young
Can I say
girl.
something?
You tricking.
I'm not gonna be long.
Go ahead, Victoria.
Okay, so what you're trying to say is though, whatever, but T gonna drop me. Take direction.
Yes.
It's called.
you.
It's called. Remember what happened to you in your lifetime. Okay, so I'm gonna drop it because I'm not getting into that. Whatever Oochie did or whoever did like that, he's got his daughter. His daughter looking at him, and he's making money on this app and stuff like that. Leave him alone because I have about 5 or 6 creators in here. Y'all coming in here, leave him the fuck alone. And I love T and everybody else. What I'm trying to say is you can drop me. So y'all discussing what a creator do? Come on now, y'all. Y'all bored and everything fucking thing else. And just fuck all your ass. T, I'm sorry, but I gotta apologize next day. Drop my ass.
If you don't go somewhere and read
You
a
are
book,
part of the problem. You sound
Please
like you
drop
would
me.
be the one.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
I
sounds stupid, and I ain't gonna even tell
She
you no
sound
lie.
like the recruiter,
I'm
the
gonna tell you, like,
bottom
when you take a young girl innocence from her by tricking them, you taking their world from them because you got them in a mode where you think that you putting them in a survival mode when you tricking young women. And this was wrong with a lot of our sisters today because brothers have, you know what? I'm going to put myself in it too. I never dated a young girl and I never will date a young girl, but I have lied to older women. I mean, women my age, when I was younger, 22, 23 years old, I didn't was dishonest with them. I was untrustworthy with them, and that's why they take the position they take today. And then we men sit back and call them masculine. Men sit back and say this. Men sit back and say that because they took their position in their life saying, I can't trust no dude. Because
hey, T, can I jump in here real quick?
Yeah, did AJ go? Go ahead.
And let me kind of expound on what Edward was saying because Edward, I appreciate you because you know this is something that men need to be speaking up on. And robbing a young girl of her innocence is not just taking her virginity. Robbing her of her innocence is robbing her of the experiences that she would have had with people her age, so that she can learn and grow as she's according to her own age.
Yeah.
Rather than coming in, a lot of us older men come in and saddle those young girls with babies and all kind of other stuff while they still young and we old, and now we don't lived our life, and now we done took her innocence of life to where she's not even able to really enjoy her youth because now we've changed her whole lifestyle. We've changed everything about her trajectory about life. Her life is now going into a whole nother direction because of our ugly ass.
And I've been watching this dude all day shuffle money around with them fake ass Gucci hats, fake ass Cartier glasses. All this shit is fake. All of it is a facade. But he tempting these young girls, and then I was watching your live too, Kev, when you was on there talking, and you was on there, and he was saying, "Oh, he was saying, "Oh, I'm about to get ready to go to the strip club with these 18-year-old girls." Come on, man. You sound like an idiot, man. You sound like an idiot. You sound like a pure sure idiot. It's gonna be more young girls come out. It's gonna be more young girls come out that he's sending money to, trying to get up with them and all the rest of that. If you ain't no real man about to be there, I want me a woman with some gray hair on her coat.
And let
I'm
me
53 years old. I got an 18, 23, a 18, 23, 18, 23, and a 28-year-old daughter.
All right, get it together, Edward. You having to think a long time. Let's get it together.
No, I had to get it right. You know what I'm saying? No lie, Kevin. I had to get it right. You know, but my thing of it is, I don't want no old grown man taking their innocence from them.
And let me be clear. I ain't got no conversation for him being a pet or a groomer or anything like that. My point is that a 40-something plus year old man ain't got, and there's been two girls that came out today, not one, two. BB Gaming had one, and then we were live, and then another young lady came over in my live and came out, which is the one that came over here on Tyme's live. It's highly inappropriate for a man our age to be talking to and trying to romance 17, 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old girls. It is
And
highly
you said
inappropriate.
it best on your live. If he talking about rubbing your feet,
No justification. No
if
justification.
he talking about rubbing your feet, what else he want to rub?
No justification.
Because I know if I'm rubbing an old woman feet, a woman my age feet, I know I'm trying to slip up to that cougar. And it's the truth.
Okay, so Edward, can I just ask you a question? Is
Yes, ma'am.
competition amongst men a real thing? Like, whether it's that I enjoy dating girls in their 20s, girls in their 30s, and you're 50. Like, you know, whatever it is, a younger lady, is the competition real when you're amongst your friend group? Because maybe his friend group is not like yours. I mean, think about this. He runs lives on social media platforms doing all the things that the young ladies like. And from what I have been told by men, sometimes there are some men that date your desperation, right? They date the woman's desperation.
Did we skip AJ?
I think we did.
AJ, go ahead, AJ, real quick. Go ahead. I'm sorry, not real quick, but go ahead, AJ.
So earlier, when this came to my attention, I couldn't stay up on the panel, man. I was crying, y'all. I literally was crying. I have a 17-year-old stepdaughter who's going out into the real world, but this is my challenge. This is my spiritual battle. This is my ground that I have to stand on. Whew. This is what I'm afraid to send my baby out into the real world about, like, you know, mind manipulation. I mean, it's the most scariest thing I can think about my daughter going through is, you know, someone not having her best interest in her guidance to go forward in life. And they can be misconstrued and misguided and falsely put it out there as if I'm guiding you through life. I can help you be who you want to be in life. Like, that's such a mind manipulating thing, you know. And it's like y'all said, the grasping attention with the jewelry and the flashing the money and like, we know what that's doing to a young soul. We know what that's doing. Period, point blank. When we this far up in age, I'm 41. I'm 41 years old. There ain't no way I can have any insight with someone she was even 17 at the time, right? I can't even go over into talking about how, yeah, she's 18 and no, my baby is still a baby. When I set her out to the world to go and be in her own apartment or be at some school dorm, I'm still in tune with her. I'm still helping with them bills. I'm still helping be a guidance through her life.
Facts.
I miss leading her and letting her grasp all these things, these tangible things that have no true matter in life. When my baby can chase her own 6 figures or better.
Can I say something, y'all? To the men and the women?
Yeah.
And I need y'all to hear exactly what I'm saying, right? When Oochie would come on the panel and before he would leave a panel, he would always say, to the ladies, if you ever been through DV, if you ever been through this, if you ever been through that, you don't deserve that. You know, he would give them a really inspirational message and, you know, give them all these inspiring words, right? And I know how y'all be getting on me. Y'all be like, T, you be letting me talk any kind of way. And I tell y'all, the most abusive, manipulative man that I've ever met was the kindest man, right? The most abusive, manipulative man that I ever met was the kindest man. A lot of y'all like the men on this app that's all polite and kind and warm and fuzzy. But them the ones that y'all should be watching. Them the ones that don't move me. Them the ones that I look side eyes at. Sorry. Because they're not going to come and show you who they are up front. They're not going to cuss you out and do all that shit up front. They're not going to show you they fangs. So when y'all be telling me, you let these men come on here, and I'll be like, sure, I'd rather you show me who the fuck you are right here than you be coming on here acting like you care about me and you got my back and you rocking me and you holding me and you cause them the ones right there that I watch the most. I just want that. I want y'all to see that because y'all notice he got mad at me one time and I was like, "Nah, we don't need your message. We don't need your exit message." And one day he got mad at me. He was like, "Dang, T, I'm just uplifting the women." I said, "We don't need it." I don't know if y'all remember that. He got really upset and people saying I was rude. I interrupted him in the middle of him doing it. So a lot of y'all need to be careful with the people that are the most, not saying that it sounds toxic to say, well, you trying to say men is kind? No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying when a man is overly like, you know, all you women that's ever been hurt and woman, you know, like when they really trying to when they pulling on your heartstring and acting like they care about your mental health and, you know, when it really that pandering shit, that's the shit that I look out for. Tell me the motherfucker truth, keep it 100 with me, be solid with me, right? But when you pandering and doing all that extra shit, nah, I'm cool on you.
Speak that shit. You telling the truth. I ain't learned how to be a man until my mama died.
That's what I mean by dating your desperation, though, T. Imagine a girl that doesn't have finances. Imagine a young lady who is in a tough situation at home. Her daddy ain't there to help her pay the bills, AJ. Her mama's struggling. And it's the man that's willing to, like, help me do this thing because he knows that that's my desperation.
Pop your shit. You better pop your shit.
You want? Oh, sorry. I didn't know what you meant, Kev. I'm sorry. I was about to do something else. They will date your desperation. You got to be careful. But at the same time, as older women, because I'm now 45, my daughter is 25. When I talk to my daughter about how desperate I was and the things that I went through when I was her age or younger. I don't keep those stories from her. I don't not tell her what happened to my mom, to her grandmom, to her great grandmom. We all been through shit, but I was the one that sat and listened to everybody's stories. So it's when I'm saying things like it's a new one coming off the porch every day, it is. And it's men out there waiting for you to come off the porch. It's men been watching your child since she was 12. Can't wait till she turned 18 because that's their target market. He's never going to mature because in his mind, he don't got to do nothing until he get high blood pressure and he need the pills. Like you got to...
Dropping T, I'll be back.
You just got to be mindful that every man doesn't have the same level of integrity. They don't have the same desire to be enhanced and enriching a young lady's life. They want to destroy you. It's a whole thing. It's like a whole thing. It's a whole group of them. And we shake hands with them every day and high five them every day. And they outside ruining other people's daughters. So, that's what I mean when I say dating desperation. That's what I mean when I say it's a new one coming off the porch every day. Because they all don't have us in their house, in their corner, telling them what the stories was. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but I'll tell you what happened to me. So maybe if you meet that nice, kind villain, because every villain don't come with beating you. And no, some villains be real nice until they vilify you. And then
Majority of them.
right, they be real nice until you the victim. And then you be like, yo, I gotta look back and see.
Because nobody believe you. Nobody believe you. Like my last relationship, I don't even talk about my last relationship.
Right.
Because it was no point of even me talking about it to where I live, because everybody that know him, he would never. Because he was so kind and so everybody loved. Even my mama knew. My mama couldn't believe the shit that he used to do. So and he's the most kindest, loved by everybody in my town. You don't know people. And they real kind, charismatic, and just, they love women. They protect women. And,
But then that's like a big and y'all speaking the truth, but that's what hurts us men that's really out here seeking love from a woman. We can't be too kind, we can't be too cool, and then the first thing, as soon as we say no, it's a turn off, or as soon as we say yes, is a turn off. You understand what I'm saying? And you spoke it yourself, Miss T, that it hurts the men that really wants to be a good guy towards women and taking it slow, because you got these men out here with these predatory mentalities. And it's not a predatory mentality, meaning they seeking to conquer what you got. I don't need what you got. I just want what's in your head and what's in your heart. And please be of age, because I don't hang around young boys. I don't hang around young girls.
East Texas was on my platform earlier today, and he said something that's true as shit. You could take some men that don't even get along with each other, and when some shit go down with some kids, they'll stick together every time. Something go down with them girls, them young girls, or with them kids, you can get men that don't even like each other to stand up and stand strong together.
Hey, y'all. I just wanted to add to what you just said, Kev. That even happens in prison, right? Don't let anybody find out what your charge is if it's dealing with a minor. That happens in prison. So they even stand in solidarity in prison. So this is something that it's exposing season. It's time. It's time. And for anybody that condone this, they need to be exposed. So I'm just sitting watching. I'm watching everything, because I've seen a couple of guys that came up on your panel, Kev, trying to dispute like this. Nothing is wrong with this. The guy, I forget his name, saying that if you can join the military or the army at the age of 18, then you should be able to date whatever age. You know what I'm saying? No, that's totally different.
That shit is
totally different.
Outrageous.
but y'all get mad when I say this. Nothing you can do about it.
It's not and see, I'm glad you mentioned that, because it's not about, because this TikTok, right? It's not about what I can do about it, right? I can't put my hands on you. I can't get you arrested, or blah 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 blah. It's the lack of realistic value here.
Victoria, you gotta stay up or down. Go ahead, y'all.
It's the lack of moralistic value. Just the moralistic standing. The fact that you are 40-something years old, and it's almost like you're using this app, because you wouldn't be able to find this many young women at one time and get them all in one area and be able to. It's like you're using this app to bring them all together, so that now, especially the ones that don't have a problem with the way you go about doing business, now all of a sudden it's a plethora. Now you now have a plethora and a choice because you're using this app to bring them all together.
And now they telling that girl, you not in our family no more.
What girl?
The little girl that was the little girl that was on her name is Ray J.
Oh, the people over there
They telling her, yeah, you ain't in the family no more.
Well, she should have never been, and that's the thing. She should have never been in the family. That's the whole thing. She was 17.
Correct.
She should have never been in the family at all. Like, how did she even get there?
But that's what the other women that's over there saying. That's what Prince Oochie over there saying, that you ain't in the family no more. You going over there with Kev and whatever his name is, Big O family now. You know, come on, man. You and all the signs show that what you doing is wrong. You can't sit still. You playing R. Kelly music. Age ain't nothing but a number. Aaliyah music. Age ain't nothing but a number. And
Who played that?
Oochie.
When?
Today, I was flip-flopping from him, from Kevin, because I was flip-flopping from Comic the Kev to him, and he was on live talking about age ain't nothing but a number, singing Aaliyah song, playing R. Kelly song, Sex Me, Baby, Sex Me, and I'm like, you can't be for real, bro.
That's when I was crying earlier. See, that's what I'm telling you.
Damn.
I was feeling emotionally disturbed.
But you constantly
He take this shit as a joke, T. He take this shit as a joke.
You constantly counting the same money in your hand. You throwing it on the floor, you kicking it to the side, then you picking it up. And for me, a dude with a little change, I'm not about to have no money on live like that. What real man gonna be counting money like that on live?
He had a picture of R. Kelly in the backdrop.
So he's bold with it. That's the saddest part. He's bold.
Come on, man. And they are nothing but $1 bills. You got a 20 on top, and like my man say, hella one.
Negroes like this need to be exposed. Point blank. Period. They need to be exposed.
He needs
now
to be
you can't.
unfollowed. He needs to be exposed. I reported this about 15.
But that's what I'm saying. They know who he is. Like, if you go to his page, he has a video in the club where they're calling him the sugar daddy. Like, they know, everybody know who he is. This is what I'm trying to explain to y'all. Everybody know who he is.
But see,
can I say this to add? And I get your point. Everybody know who he is, but this is the thing. He's gonna open up a can of worms, right? Just like, for instance, on Kel's live when that other dude came up supporting his viewpoint and ideology on this crap. So it's gonna bring more people that feel like, damn, he bold enough to say it. I kind of feel like him, but let me come out and support him. But it's gonna bring others out. And we need to know these people. So that's why I say it's, I like it. It's a good thing because it's going to expose their ass. And then we need
and the whole sugar daddy concept thing, right? It's concept. Hold on, real quick. Like the whole, even with the whole sugar daddy thing, right? Most sugar daddies, when you talk about the sugar daddy concept, you're talking about an older man that likes younger women, but they usually have a threshold of how low they go. They don't go down to 17 and 18. T. Let's keep it a buck. When you're talking about sugar daddies, yeah, they'll date younger than, you got a 50-year-old that may even date down as far as 30, but they not going 17, 18. They're not doing that. Sugar daddies ain't searching out. Nah, they're not doing it like that, T. They not.
What's the dude name? What's the dude
name?
He
had the nerve.
I'm gonna be honest.
What's the dude name? That's a lie.
Host,
what's
thank
the
you.
dude name?
Oochie.
The white man that had them people.
Can I say one thing?
What's his name? The Playboy Bunny man?
Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner.
Y'all lying. Yes, they did. 18 and up. Yes, they did.
Some of them do have different ages. They do. Some of them go young.
Hugh Hefner was a pimp.
You said they didn't. Yes, they did.
There's a difference between I'm
telling you, the sugar daddy.
There's a difference between a pimp and a sugar daddy.
The sugar daddy started at 18. The pimps or whatever, they all started at 18. I'm telling you the truth. We not gonna sit here and play this game. Yes, the fuck they did.
Okay, the point.
Why? Because they know they can't get in trouble.
Can I say one thing?
They can't get in trouble. They know that.
The respectable sugar daddies. Let's say that.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to conflate the two. They're not conflatable at all. They're not conflatable.
Nobody's conflating anything you said. I'm not.
They're not even comparable though. When you're talking about like Hugh Hefner didn't use social media to get them all together, to circle them all together, and make it all seem like it was okay. Hugh Hefner had a business.
There wasn't no social media. What are you talking about, Kevin?
I'm trying to. Y'all won't let me finish. Every time y'all disagree with something, y'all cut me off and start yelling.
Because you use magazines. You use magazines. That's the same thing as social media.
If y'all had to just let me, if y'all had to just let me land my plane.
But I just want to say one thing. I was around when Ray J came around. The girl, when she came on Oochie's platform, she hollered because me and her got into it the very first day she came over there. She hollered, "I'm 18," because we all told him to kick her off of there because she sounded like a kid. And she kept saying, "I'm not a kid. I'm 18. I'm grown. I can do what I fucking want to do." This is what she was saying. We asked for ID. I asked her to see her ID. And she said, "I graduated from high school." Me and her got into it. I stopped really going. I go in Oochie's room. I still have love for Oochie. But she was one of the main reasons why I stopped going in there. Everybody was telling her.
Hold on 1 second. Thanks for it, Tyra. Nobody is saying any of this is okay. I'm letting y'all know right now. These sugar daddies are doing this.
But she has a boyfriend.
Hold on, give me a second. Let me just say this. Nobody's saying it's okay. I'm saying it's happening. Like it's absolutely happening. They're starting at 18. Some of them they starting looking at them at 17, waiting for them to turn at 18. Bad Baby, y'all remember Bad Baby? Y'all remember Bad Baby? They waited for her to turn 18, and as soon as she turned 18, what they do? Her OnlyFans went the fuck up. So yes, I'm not saying it's okay, but we have to not be delusional like it's not happening. This shit is real.
You're right. You absolutely right.
Now, I can say this. This has been happening from the beginning of time, and I promise you probably 90% of the women can relate to this when I say this. Go back when you were a teenage girl under the age of 18. Remember, or if you have any recollection of a man that you know was full grown man looking at you, and you know those looks. I remember as a teen girl wondering why this man was looking at me and undressing me with his eyes the way that he was. And we all as teen girls have experienced that. Now, as I gotten older, I'm like, damn, what is my daughter's experiencing this from any men in their atmosphere, in their environment? So I was hella careful about who I allowed them around. I mean, this is happening. It's been here from the beginning of time. This shit is.
They was marrying us off back in my grandmother's days, my great grandmother days. They married them off at 13.
But that's not what we talking about.
I'm just saying in general. Everybody's so quick to judge a lie, but y'all not looking at the whole
picture. What's the lie?
The whole picture is just like men seek out women, older women seek out younger men too. What's
the lie? What's the lie?
The lie is everybody's so quick to judge and say that this person is wrong when I don't think he was
what's the lie? You're saying everybody's ready to believe a lie. What's the lie?
The lie is that she came in the room lying. That she started all of this. She's the liar. We've been trying to kick her out. Everybody been telling her to leave.
Found out that she was 17.
And she came in there and she had a boyfriend. She has a boyfriend.
The boyfriend. He shouldn't have been cash apping her no money. He shouldn't have been sending that young girl no text. He shouldn't have been doing none of that.
The boyfriend comes in the room. You're not listening. She be in the room. She be in the lives with her boyfriend. What is y'all talking about? Her
Okay,
boyfriend be entertaining. The
can I
boyfriend
respond
be
to what
in the
you're
room on
saying?
the panel with Oochie. What are y'all talking about?
Okay,
Damn,
can
this
I
the same
respond to
chick that was on
what
there
you just
talking
said?
about going
Okay,
to
hold
the
on. Can
strip
I
Y'all
say
club
tap
something
the
with
really
her.
screen
quick?
and reach the live
Can I
call.
respond to
Let's
what
go,
you
y'all.
just said? You said that you guys were telling him that this girl was possibly underage, and she kept saying, "Now, this is if this is true." She kept
It
saying, "No, I'm
is. I ain't got
18.
no
No, I'm
reason to
18."
lie.
Hold on. Let me just get my thought out. So when this was brought to him, to his attention, and y'all was feeling that she was lying about her age, right? He chose to keep her on the panel, but this is my thing. She was fucking 18. She shouldn't have been in there. Even if she said she was 18, she
If
shouldn't
she
have been in there.
18, if she allowed on TikTok, what can anybody do?
I mean, I'm
What can
talking
you
This
do?
the
as
She
same
gonna
chick
she
that
gonna
said
come
she
back
was
in
going
on
to the
back
strip
Okay,
array.
club
hold
with
What
on,
her.
can you
hold
do?
on. Wait. 1 minute. That is true. I don't ask everybody on my panel how old they are. I don't. I don't go through do an age check. I don't. Like, I don't know why I assume everybody grown. I think that's something maybe I'm gonna have to start doing. But I don't just go and be like, Catch, how old is you? V-Ray, how old is you? Thanks, how old is you? I don't do that. Like, we have
Is
to be
that
realistic in this whole
but
conversation.
it was brought to his attention that it was an
Okay,
age was a question,
right,
right? And
right.
even
but
if she was 18, hold on, even if she was 18, and I get it, legally she can be in the room because if you're 18 years or older, you can be on the adult side of TikTok. But I'm saying for a grown, full grown, middle aged man, I mean, 18, yes, that's grown legally, but I'm talking about like ethics. Why is an 18-year-old sitting in grown people
it's a whole
conversation?
bunch
Because
of
to me,
18-year-olds that be coming in different people panels. Y'all don't just say that. Y'all don't know. But a lot of them do tell you they 18. They go regardless. If you block them off of one page, you already know they gonna come back in on another one. They gonna
And
keep coming.
here is the issue. With the live stream, you can't go live until you 18, right? So there's
And
automatically lying about an age. Not saying that I'm not defending him, but y'all, we do gotta start asking too. Y'all say this a kids app, but no, you have to be 18 to go live. This is not necessarily a kids app. You have to be 18 to go live. So one, we gotta stop. We gotta start asking. We absolutely gotta start asking these people how old they are, because
Can I say something, T?
yeah, we do. What? Go ahead. Yeah.
Damn, not what?
No. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that.
Shit.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
The fuck.
I
Okay.
apologize.
Okay. So there used to be a time where you had to be 18 years old to buy cigarettes, right? Used to be. Now it's 21. Now it's 21. You got to buy cigarettes, right? And if somebody that's under 21 or at the time under the age of 18, they bought some cigarettes, even though it was wrong for them to buy cigarettes and they ain't had no business buying cigarettes. If the police find out that the store owner is the one that sold them the cigarettes, it ain't the kid that's finna get in trouble. It's the store owner that sold them to him.
Exactly.
So I understand that there's dual culpability, right? But in this situation, there's somebody that has a greater responsibility to ensure that the right thing is done, and that's the same thing here. He has a greater obligation to ensure that the right thing is done, because these young girls are not, once again, they're not impervious to the damage that is done when he's done with them. They still have, a lot of them still have to live with the consequences and the dust that has to settle after he's long gone.
but how can you say
Right.
he's trying to
I agree with
engage
that,
with
but
a woman? You're making an
I agree with that, but
assumption.
I'm still saying we have to be careful too, because
You're
really the store owner is TikTok. TikTok letting these motherfuckers through. Okay, under 18. So the store owner is not us hosts. The store owner is TikTok, the app. The app does
Right.
a search through to see what it is and what your age is and the check. We
Right.
are
You
not
right.
responsible to check everybody's age and everybody's That's TikTok. TikTok does that.
No, TikTok is the supplier.
TikTok is not the supplier. TikTok is
TikTok,
the
no,
one who does the age,
listen to,
the check. When you put your information in, it does date of birth and all of that to each
no,
individual person.
And
listen to
Ty,
the
before I
listen
went
to
live,
the wait, listen to what
before I
listen
went
to the
live,
call.
I had to let them scan my face. When I
Listen to the
first
listen
came
to the
on
call.
here, I had
Can I
to show
respond to
ID
T-Time
to
real
do a
quick? Can I
face
respond to
scan.
T-Time real quick? Listen to the correlation. TikTok is the supplier. The content creator is the store owner. The supplier has nothing to do with what the store owner sells and allows to take place inside of their store. They're the ones that are responsible for that, who they sell to, making sure that they don't sell to underage, this, that, and the other. TikTok is simply the supplier. The content, the content creators are the store owners.
I don't agree because we don't
everybody.
nobody in this. I don't agree because none of y'all hosts check IDs.
I was
Not
about to
one
say,
of
you
y'all
gonna check
hosts,
everybody
ain't
host. You
not
gonna-
then
you
one
gonna
of
check
y'all hosts.
everybody
Hold on, Storm. Ain't a host on here checking IDs at the door. So we can stop the bullshit. We can stop the
Correct.
bullshit. Ain't nobody on this app saying, what's your date of birth, man, before I let you in my panel? Let me see your ID before I... No. So we're lying. Now we just lying.
T,
We
can
are
I
not.
say this?
Nope.
Can I
Not
say this?
ain't not one motherfucker checking IDs at the door. We're not
Well,
doing it. TikTok is doing it.
in the band though, we don't check IDs, but if they sound young, they gotta go.
Okay, if
I was
they sound
just
right,
about
you
to
listen
say
to the
that.
sound. Cool. And then sometimes you're wrong just by their voice because it be some mature sounding women on here that you don't even realize is still not only 19, 18. And they sound mature as hell.
But T, can I say this? Right, you have a point. You're valid because nobody's asking every time somebody come up. Well, how old are you? So we're not doing that, right? But in this case, because I think we're kind of deviating and moving the goalposts. She said that they had a question about this girl's age, so age was a factor. Now, when they had this question about her age, she verbally told them how old she was, which in this case, she said she was 18, right? Mm-hmm. So this is just like in real life. You sitting around, you at the barbecue, right? You gonna have your young, they probably 18, between 18, early 20s. But when you come into middle age, you ain't got all them into everybody conversation and just all combined, and everybody had their own little groups of where they supposed to be. The young adults with the young adults. The older.
Okay, so the issue is not her age from what everybody's saying. The issue is not if she was 17 or 18. Everybody said even if she was 18, that's still wrong. So let's just scratch 17, okay? Because even the girl admitted that he never tried anything or said anything inappropriate to her when she was 17. So let's go to 18. Let's go there. So the issue is with where the issue is people all have the different moral compass, right? Because you have some people that saying 18 is grown because legally you're grown, and you got a group of people saying, well, you're 18, it doesn't matter, you're still not grown. So let's talk about that.
Okay, so the frontal lobe isn't fully developed until a person reaches around middle 20s, around 26. The frontal lobe. So why are we putting the onus on this 18-year-old girl? Yeah, she should have not been in there. Yeah, she should have known better. And I would probably talk to her on the back end. But I mean, the onus is on him. He's a full-grown, middle-aged fucking man. Like her frontal lobe isn't even fully developed yet. Why are we putting all the onus onto her?
I'm not putting onus on anybody.
No, I'm just speaking in general. I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, it's sad. And the women that condone this bullshit, it reminds me of the aunties and the grandmas that seen bullshit. The ones that had to talk up for the uncles that done
let's have a conversation. What is
children and stuff, and they're don't tell, it's gonna be okay, and then they're trying
no, be right, like let's do this because
that's what I get.
We're conflating two different things, and I hate when we do that. Okay, one thing is when we're talking about pedophilia, right? And I'm gonna say I hate when we do that because I've been a victim of both, right? I've been a 17, 18-year-old girl dating a grown-ass man. I had no business dating him. He had no business dating me. I've also been a child that's been touched, right? One of them is consenting, one of them is not, right? Able to consent, and the other one is not able to consent, right? Let's remove those two. Let's keep those two separate. As an 18-year-old legally you can consent. So what do we do with that? How do we move forward with that? What is it that we can do as a community to hold these people accountable when there is no secret? It doesn't have to be a secret because the law says it's okay. So
But, hey,
It's a
T.
moral. It's a moral thing. To me, it's a moral thing. As a man,
I'm trying to figure out what the issue is on what Oochie did in the live with the 18-year-old. What is the debate right now that's going on?
That's what what can we do? What can we do here? So we got to remove the innocent, like the young the young children that was told to be quiet and all that stuff, because that's something we're not gonna do that.
Right.
My
You
thing
saying
is
that?
So
there's nothing you can really do.
Right. Okay. So
There's
let's
nothing
talk
because
about
this is an app. This is an app. So people can be whoever they want to be on this app. You might think you remove them from one page and they're going to come back on something else. So how do you know when you removing the right person? Or
So do we just
claim
talk
that
do we start talking to young girls and just start educating young girls, try to keep them aware? Like, what is it that we can do moving forward? Like, we got the men are on his ass, they on his,
but
they on
they
his neck.
shouldn't.
So
My
what is
thing
women?
is, when
Let
do
her
y'all hold
finish.
how do you hold somebody accountable for coming in the room and they not reading the room and you telling them, okay, we as women telling you, I told her, like, you a kid. You not on some of our level, but she felt like she can hold her own, and this is where she wanted to be. She fought to be in that room. So when she wanted to be in that position, I left. I took myself away from the situation because I'm not going to argue with no kid, and that's what she want to do. She want to go backwards and forwards. She get on a panel
You
talking
sound a
about us
little jealous
older
to me.
women,
You sound a
calling
little
us
jealous.
bitches, calling us old hoes. This is what she does. So
You
how
sound
can
a little jealous. You sound a little
how
jealous.
can you want to
Hey,
guide
T.
somebody when she disrespecting you?
Can I interrupt? Because I could interrupt. Hey, T. And everybody else, Kev, everybody. She actually got on the panel earlier when she was on the panel with Kev, and she did say that she didn't lie about it. She did say that she gets on that panel and she like to be arguing and taunting people. She said that. She said she there for the shits and the giggles, pretty much. Sorry. That's pretty much what she said. But at the end of the day, like T said, like, what do we do to prevent it or keep it from happening? And here's one of the big problems that I have. Everybody keep talking about us being on the app. You know that a whole bunch of people on this app are unhinged. These people on the app unhinged, they unhinged in real life as well. So we can stop saying because we're on the app, because that gives people, it's like it's like we're accepting you, when you're not on the app, because we think that you don't act like this, if you're not on the app. These people on the app, they act stupid on the app, and they probably act stupid in real life as well. But far as this, we talking about the age and all this, that, and the other. No, it's not the same as some kid, being touched and this, that. And this is not the same thing. This not what we talking about. At the end of the day, and I'm gonna go back to like what my dad had told us when we were younger. You got this, anything that says teen in it. These old nasty men made these rules to say that young adults, young girls, this, that, and the other can consent to different things. And the main thing was sex. It wasn't anything else. They didn't care about anything else. They talking about the military and all this. They don't give a damn about your military service.
So
Can you have
said,
sex?
why are we skipping the foot massage? We didn't. We discussed the foot massage.
Yeah, no. Can you have sex and all this, that, and the other? That's all they wanted. They don't want to go to jail.
I went in his live and told him the foot massage
was inappropriate.
And another thing he did when she was about to get ready to tell the truth, he brought her up on the panel. When she was about to get ready to tell the truth,
he dropped her like a biscuit.
Cut her off.
He dropped her like a hot potato. Yes, he did.
But she came up here and told the truth. So the truth that she told with what she told in here, right? With what she said in here. She said he didn't send those texts when she was 17. She said he didn't.
She said he didn't send those texts when she was 17. She said those texts were...
He didn't send one inappropriate text when she was 17.
She said that she don't have proof of it. She said the other...
She said she has other messages in this panel. She can come back up. She said, I have other messages that I would like to show. I wish I had them, but none of them. He did not get inappropriate with me until I was 18. That's what she said in this panel.
She
That's what
said
she
that in
said.
this panel when we were on
Yes.
when Kev's panel. She said that. See, that's the thing. Though, go back again. She's still a child. She's still
I
a
get
child
that. I get that.
because she said
I'm not
yeah.
justifying. I'm giving y'all facts.
Right,
All
right.
right.
No,
I'm
you
But
giving
she
y'all
telling the
did
facts.
truth,
say
I'm
that
going to stick to the
she
facts.
telling
did
the
say
Okay?
that
truth.
that panel that she lost, if she could pull that stuff up, then it would be some stuff on there, yeah, that wasn't so right or whatever,
She said it was. She
But
said none of that stuff was inappropriate. She said, now that I think about it, I was 18. I was just turning 18. That's exactly what she said. She said, I was 18. I was just turning 18. That's exactly what she said.
you ask what can we do? My thing is this, and I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna yell from here until I can't yell no more. I don't think that any age that has the word teen in it, any
Say it
man
again.
should be accosting some young lady where her age says teen, 19, 18, 17. I don't give a damn. I don't give a
Right. So
damn.
now we're going off of opinion. Right.
No,
So
but
that's really what it
I
is.
just
Right.
It's a
said
moral compass to it.
but
Right.
I already know that everybody don't have that. But we can't negate the fact and say, oh, they're mature, they're this, that, and the other. But science also proves, like B Ray was saying, that your brain don't even fully develop until you 25 and 20, 25 and 26 or whatever, But at the end of the day, go back again. It said teen this and teen that. If that was your daughter, would you want some 45, 46-year-old man jumping, in your
So
daughter's text or something like that? And I understand.
Let's talk about it, Catch. I have two daughters. I have a
Yeah.
19-year-old and I have a 25-year-old. No, I wouldn't want that at all. But I can't do shit about it. And that's the part that y'all are missing. I could tell
No,
her,
I'm
dude,
not.
that's not cool. Hold on. I could tell
You
her
can
that's not
school
cool.
your daughters.
I can have, excuse me,
You
can
can
I
school
please,
your
can I
daughter.
please finish? I can have a conversation with my children. I can sit down and be like, look, ain't nothing you can offer this man. Ain't nothing this man got to offer you. Do. I can break it down to them and let them know everything. But there ain't not a goddamn thing I can do about it. Nothing.
Legally, no.
Nothing.
No. No,
Nothing. Legally,
legally, no.
morally, mentally, physically, emotionally. I can't do shit.
I'm not gonna
Because if
say
she
that.
decide, what can I
Do it,
do?
make it right.
I'm not gonna say, because I can
I've been
always
waiting
write
for
it
somebody
down.
to tell me,
Write
give
it
me
down,
what
because
can
I can
do?
always feel how I feel.
But what
Morally,
can
I
I
can
do
say,
about it?
morally I can say this morally, because these are my morals. This is my child. I raised you.
What
I
can I
raised you to be better
do?
than this, that, and the other. And I understand that we don't always do what our parents tell us to do. But the whole thing is that that's what we're there for. I'm not going to just give up
But
because
what
the
can I
government
do?
say
You
you
still ain't saying
18.
shit I can do
Okay,
I'm gonna keep
can I
fighting.
answer
I'm
that?
gonna
Can I answer
hold
that
on. Let
question?
me finish.
Okay.
Do it, make it right.
Let me finish. I'm gonna keep fighting it, because my thing is, go back again. I
Okay, what are
know,
the steps? Give me the steps, because you
I'm
proving my
trying.
point.
I'm
You said
trying.
fighting. Fight now.
I said I'm gonna keep fighting. I'm gonna keep going at you and trying to tell you why this is not gonna work. I'm not gonna
Okay,
just
so
give
you can
up
talk
because
to
the
her.
government said you're
Right, you
18
can
and you
talk to her,
can.
but what can you
And if
do
I
about
have
it?
to go knock on some doors because I keep telling you, get the fuck away from my kid,
And then
that's
you
what I'm
gonna go
gonna
to jail.
do.
Okay, so you gonna go to jail, and then you gonna make them.
That's what we'll be
Okay,
at.
let me help you out, Catch. Let me help you out, Catch. You go to jail for knocking at somebody's door for trespassing. Now you leave her open.
No, I didn't.
Now
She
you
got
leave
8
her
other
open.
people that's getting ready to be
Wait a
knocking at
minute.
the door.
Okay, cool. And all of them go to jail, and now you leave her open to that person, or you run her off because this is what she want, because she grown, and she goes straight to the person. Because you think with you going to go run somebody off because you trying to take control over her, you can't do shit about it.
I'm a deal with it the best way I can, T. But I'm not gonna just give up because y'all say because she's 18.
I never said give up.
I'm not gonna give up on her just because.
It?
I'm not gonna do that.
Who said give up on?
I'm gonna stay involved. I'm gonna use whatever I can to keep letting her know, yeah, this not gonna work for you. This not gonna turn out good for you. This not what it is, honey. I know this is what you think it is, but this is not what. I'm not gonna just be like, oh, okay, it's all right. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. My mama didn't do it for us. I'm not getting ready to do it for my own kids.
You arguing with me for what? I said the same thing.
I'm not arguing with you. See, hold on. I want you to.
At the end of the day, my point remains. There's nothing you can do about it. My point remains. There is nothing you can do about it. You can talk to her. You can educate her. You can bring awareness, but there is not a goddamn thing that you can do about it. I'm not gonna sit here and coddle y'all. I'm not gonna sit here and go on this because I'm a realist. And I know that I'm not finna fight shit that's beyond my control. I talk to my kids. I have conversations with my kids. I bring awareness to my kids. Mm-hmm. That's all I can do. Anything
but you're
else
doing
is outside
something.
of my... Okay, I can't do anything about it but talk to her. That's not doing something about it. You can talk all day, but they still gonna do what the fuck they want to do.
I'm not saying that they
as
won't,
a grown
but
woman,
you keep saying
there's nothing legally I can do. I can't call the police. I can't get him in jail. I can't whoop his ass. I can't make him stay away from her. I can't make her stay away from him. There's nothing I can do but say I don't agree with it. Morally, it's wrong. But I can't
one
do
thing I
nothing
used to
about
tell
it.
my kids. One thing I used to tell my kids growing up, right? I can't make you do nothing. This is even when I was able to whoop them and they would still able to get on punishment and all that other stuff. I was able to ground them and take stuff from them. I can't make you do nothing. But what you do is going to determine what I do.
Exactly.
So my influence is doing something. My presence is doing something. Me interjecting is doing something. Me intervening is doing something. Me threatening them is doing something. Me pleading with them, talking to them, educating them. Everything as a parent is doing something. Everything, me doing something as a parent is not something that's always forceful, right? Sometimes we use our intellect and our ways of. Some of us even manipulate our kids in a way of doing things the way we want them to do things, even if we have to kind of. Sometimes some of us lie to our kids to get them to do things the way we want them to do things. Mm-hmm. So there's a way to intervene and do something about it without it being a way where it feels like it's forceful.
Okay, what I'm saying is this: if your child come home at 18 and say, "Daddy, I'm finna marry this man and he's 43," and you say, "I'm not with that. I won't talk to you ever again. If you do, that man ain't got nothing to do." And that girl say, "But Daddy, I don't care. I love him and I'm going to marry him." There ain't shit you can do. That girl is going to do what she wants to do. You can't stop nothing.
Everything you do to intervene don't always have to be evil either.
I just said, I didn't say nothing has to be evil.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is you can't stop shit.
Can I add?
You can't even go in a doctor's office with your child.
And y'all in the comments tell us something you lie to your kids. Y'all kids still don't even know who their daddy is. Shut your ass up.
Stop it. Stop.
I'm not saying give up. I'm not saying give up. I'm saying be real with yourself. When you be real with yourself, you're able to deal with things better and accordingly. A lot of y'all run y'all kids away because you're not real with yourself. You run your kids from you, and then you don't know that man done isolated them from you. You don't know that man over there whooping their ass. You don't know all the shit that's going on because you done been so unrealistic with yourself, thinking that you can control what they do. Now somebody else controlling them because you are not being real with yourself.
I don't deny that as being
with
the truth.
Yourself and learn what you can do and what you can't do, and start accepting what you can change and what you can't change, and start learning how to work with the kid, talk to the kid. I done told y'all before. My daughter was in a whole DV relationship. That man used to call me and tell me he gonna wrap my daughter up in a rug and drop her off at the front door.
Oh wow!
And I used to have to talk to him on the phone like, "Hey. Now, why you gonna do that? Now, you gonna go to jail. You got kids. Why? Because I had to meet that nigga where he was to save my daughter's life. Because she wasn't gonna leave that nigga. I didn't. No, what I'm saying is I couldn't make her leave him.
No, but you did something, though. That's what we're saying. You still got involved.
You don't hear what I'm saying.
I'm hearing you, but are you hearing me?
Interrupting me.
I'm telling you, I'm hearing you.
Outside of talking to them, you can't do shit else. That's what you're not hearing.
What
I'm saying is, I can't make the choice for her. I couldn't do nothing to make her leave. That's all I'm saying. Her choice is still hers. Had she stayed, she still stayed. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't go snatch her out the house and bring her home. I couldn't call the police and make them. She still was going to do what she wanted to do. And all I could do is either wait for that phone call or wait for her to come home. It was not my choice.
And that's
It was
why a lot of our
hers.
little girls are in body bags.
You said that when that guy called the house or whatever, you had to stay.
Anybody else next? You're not finna keep over talking me.
You know that's right.
That's why a lot of our young
I'm telling
ladies
you,
in body bags.
you got patience. You got hella patience, I'm telling you.
I mean, I'm trying to tell a woman, okay, all you can do is talk to them, right? That's talking, yes, but you can't do no more beyond talking. That's what I keep saying, right?
Yeah.
Outside of talking, there's nothing else you can do.
Absolutely.
That's all I keep saying. But you gonna keep telling me, okay, but outside of talking, there ain't shit else you can do.
But I think what she was saying was, I think what she was saying was, you done something. Even when
I
you
know
had
that,
to
but
get on the
outside
phone
of that,
with
there
them,
ain't
you know
nothing
what
else
I'm
you
saying?
can do. That's all I'm trying to tell y'all.
Outside of it, no, it's nothing you can do, but you did do something. Your daughter didn't come home to you in a bag.
So the thing
But guess
is,
who daughter did? My friends. Like y'all don't get this shit. Just because my daughter didn't come home in the bag, my friend 18-year-old daughter came home in the bag. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, some you can save and some you can't.
Right, some you win,
So
some
y'all really
you
think, and then that's all I'm trying to tell y'all. Is some people you can't do you can't do shit about it. All you can do is hope and pray. Hope and pray. Hope and pray.
Well, all my thing was I look at it like this here. It's so morally wrong that what that man over there doing, he mind manipulating and tricking them young girls with that little money he be having in his hand, and everybody want to say Oochie, 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 and then that's my thing. And I I could be wrong, but I'm gonna be honest with you.
3
I've
subscribers,
had
y'all. We on the subway.
a great relationship with my daughters where I'm able to talk to them. We able to talk to each other. They come to me for things and they come and ask me about things, the whole 9 yards. It's us men got to continue to stay in our daughter lives so that we can give them that upper echelon of situations that, hey, if this nigga can't do what your daddy do, then hey, I don't want to be bothered with you. If you not gonna
agree with
open the
that
doors
because
for me, if you not gonna treat me right, if you not gonna do this and do that for me, then no, I'm not gonna deal with you. And I thank God that my daughter.
That's not the way.
hold
Listen,
on,
I'm
y'all.
gonna
I'm
say
not
something.
talking about financial
Hold on, because
situations, bro.
Listen,
hold on,
I
Tony,
want to say
because
something if y'all don't
I've
mind.
been
Before y'all
Yes,
get
waiting.
on
ma'am.
that,
Yeah,
can
I
I
was
ask
gonna
Yes,
a
say
T
ma'am.
all
No
right.
question? Can I ask
monetary
a T question
things, none of that.
before y'all get on to that subject? Because I think I'm gonna lose what I wanted to say to T. So T, your question is what can be done about this before everything kind of got heated. And I sense that you did ask that genuinely. And I think what we can do, like not making it a personal thing, because I have a 20-year-old and 22-year-old and 24-year-old, and this would be my worst nightmare. But what we can do as far as the app, just keeping it general. You're doing something like what needs to be done right now. Like right now, you're doing it. Bringing light to these situations, because oftentimes what these men do, they try to isolate these younger women from the older women or from other people that have knowledge about this. So believe it or not, somebody is listening. It may be an 18 or 19-year-old girl that's listening to this. So I think what we can do, not just it being personal and when it comes to our children, but we can bring light to stuff like this. We can be frank and honest and transparent with anyone that could be listening potentially that's 18 or 19. So you're doing something right now. I thank you for hosting the panel.
Great job, baby.
Bring light to this.
Thank you. Somebody said, hold on a second. Hold on one second.
Yes,
Somebody
ma'am.
said, there's a lot of girls that wish that somebody would fight for them. I don't think y'all understand that when you are already in the situation, when you with one of these men, or it don't matter how many people fighting for you. If you not fighting for you, you ain't going nowhere. And I think that's the part y'all missing. I had people fighting for me. I had people crying for me, but I wasn't ready to go.
Right.
So you can fight all you want to for somebody. That person has to be ready to walk out. That person has to be like, I don't want this, or I don't want to do this. And until that person does it, there ain't shit you can do. You could talk to them. You can every day you could talk to the, and do all of that. But that person has to be ready to fight for themselves. And until that happens, it don't matter how hard you fight.
I agree, T.
That's why I was saying, see, what Edward about the whole your father. My daddy was in my life until he passed away, and I was like 15 or 16 when he died. But even him being in my life, I still did what I wanted to do. I met a dude that was like 35 when I was 16. I used to go to the bus stop, act like I'm catching a bus, and he would be waiting for me around the corner. I knew I was wrong, but I still did it. When my mama found out, she would try to keep me in the house, but I still had to go to school. So I snuck around and did what I wanted to do. When I met my baby daddy, he was super abusive. My mama would call the police. She would show up to the house and try to beat the man up. I would call the police on her. Like, it was bad. And I didn't leave until I was ready to leave. She prayed, she jumped around, she did everything. She called cousins to come jump on him. I was helping them jump on them. Like, I was 100% all in love with my man. I don't care what y'all say. And was very angry with my mama, mad of the time that I lost with her. But like T said, when she finally washed her hands of it and said, you know what, you're going to do what you want to do. I'm going to be here if you need me, but I'm done fighting for you. Then I finally figured out, as I got my head knocked upside the dishwasher a few times, okay, you know what, it's time for me to leave. That's when I finally got, in my head that this ain't where I want to be. But as long as my mama was fighting and doing all that extra stuff, I wasn't hearing it. I ain't nothing nobody.
It make you push away harder. It makes you push away more. And that's what people don't get. And that's what I keep trying to tell y'all. When I say nothing you can do about it, that's exactly what I mean. When you keep drilling it in their head, all you're going to do is lose them. You're going to lose them. They're going to run away from you. You trying to tell them what to do, you're going to lose them. You're going to run them away. Catch will be the type of motherfucker that's going to run her kid away from her. I'm going to pop up at their door. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Okay, mom, now I'm not going to fuck with you, because you making more problems for me. And now he telling me he don't want to talk to me because you popping up at his house. Right? So now I'm not talking to you no more, because now I got to make a choice. And that's the part that y'all don't get. All you going to do is push that kid out the door away from you. And when a nigga get in their head, they don't give a fuck about you and who raised them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And see, sometimes even with that, like, you as a parent getting involved, especially if it's domestic, they can go even harder. He can hit her a little bit harder. He can respond worse. You can make it worse. But the 2 points that I wanted to make in reference to this situation is what we can do is, one, if you wait until your child is 18 or 19 years old to start having these conversations, you've already lost your kids. Exactly. You have to start when they're younger, so that when they do hit that mark of 18, they can at least be aware and be put up on game as to what to expect when they get out there, what to look for, what to avoid. That's the most that we can do. And then the second point that I wanted to make with the, I forgot my second point. Don't worry about it.
But you
told I got somebody ready to get in the panel too, y'all.
Yeah, I wanted to say something. And basically, she took the words out of my mouth. You're not going to ever change that old man's morals. Y'all are trying to make him discover a morals that he see is right.
That's what I'm saying.
Himself. You're not. Yeah. So the thing about it is, the craziest ironic thing about it is the girls' morals. And you have a lot of girls' morals that'll be like, ooh, yuck. No, you're my dad's age. What the fuck I'm gonna do with you? So if that girl don't have that morals, and that girl creates her morals from emulating and watching her mother, that's why she puts her mother high heels on. That's why she dances like her mother. That's why she imitates her mother. That's why she does do everything that she sees her mother does. So she got that learned behavior I'm sorry to say, but from mom. Simple. So you gotta watch what you do whenever you got your children or your girls in your presence. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? You just got to. It's just the reality of life. It's the reality of things. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta change the way these little girls thinking. And now we got motherfuckers like Bootsy, Jay-Z, and all these. And you think these girls don't want to be with Bootsy, Jay-Z, and
right
Diddy
there,
and all
brother.
that? They want it. It's the truth. It's true, though. It's the reality.
No, we can't put that on the women either, man. We cannot.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
bro.
My mother was a
Can't do that.
minister. My mother was a minister over 30-something years. An example that she set in our home front, and for my women, I mean, for my sisters
I'm going to
to
show you
follow.
something.
Hold on, I'm about to tell you. For my sisters to follow her as a model, had nothing to do with what she fed into what the peers were doing at her in her time and age. You get what I'm saying? Things that she wanted to feed into either way it went, as far as her journey through life. So I'm totally with T. You know what I'm saying? We cannot sit here and put no blame fingers or point no fingers. Our kids going the way they want to go when they think that they're coming over into adulthood. Thing is with that is what we was touching on earlier as far as mind manipulation. We all know that, how that can go and how that can play out. We all know that. So that's the only thing that I'm touching on right here, right now, is what T was saying as far as bringing awareness. You doing that right now, T. You doing that, beautiful, because you are holding a whole dialogue.
And we get that, but what I'm saying is,
I ain't been talking. Hold on, brother. I ain't been talking.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
But you cut me off too, so don't let me rebuttal.
Both of y'all,
do let me rebuttal, though.
Both of y'all, hold on. We had a subwave, y'all.
I'm about to go. Thank you for your
Can I talk? If I'm sitting there saying I'm gonna talk, that don't mean you gonna make an announcement. If you gonna make a departure, just make a departure. Don't interrupt me talking to make your departure.
Goodbye.
Don't ask to come back in my panel no more, you weirdo. You see what I'm saying? That's disrespectful. Gosh, we have a subwave. If y'all can help me get the subwave and let's get the live go up and tap the screen. Just weird.
I want to say this. If morals is created through when they're young. We create their morals. That's why you have some people that'll tell you, oh, I was married at a young age and I'm green. I don't know about the dating life. I don't know about this. I don't know about that. If you shelter the child and you keep the child from things and you instill what you want them to learn and what morals they're going to do, we create their morals. We create their core foundation, what's in the core of them. The same way we know beyond a reasonable doubt in the hood, in the projects, create a morals of doing what? Thug, gang banging, and all kind of. Some is blessed with, that they don't take that road. But they will tell you even when they get to that nice high profile job. Now I come from the hood. Don't fuck around and make me go back. I would get ratchet with your ass and show you where I'm come from. So I still stand on the reality of when you instill good core values in the children, they will grow up and do, majority of them will grow up and do just that. It is what it is.
If that's the case, the world wouldn't be the way it is. Because people
OG Tony.
But listen, we just like my father. He feels that he's old school and he created some great values in me. But the only thing he made me was a rough, tough guy. That's all. By beating your ass and all that abusive ass shit, it just brings on a hardcore kid. That's all it does. That isn't good to beat children's ass like that. That's abuse.
Most of that stuff come back to us later, though, Tony. You know what I'm saying? Most of that stuff come back. You're right. You're right in foundation of the home, but most of it don't stick to us and come back to us till later on through life. You know what I mean? Like I just was able to sit here and say how my mom was a minister and my father was in the service all my life for real. I still was caught up in the streets. I still fed into false images of things that I want to feed into.
Thank you, leader lady, for subscribing.
Things that stuck to me from what my mama and daddy was saying to me hit me later. It didn't hit me through my teens. This wasn't on my conscience. You get what I'm saying? Only Master P and the Hot Boys what was Image. You get what
But
I'm
we
saying?
get to control what they have. We get to control what our children receive. We get to control what they listen to. We get to control what they watch. A lot of times parents just don't take the time out to try to control it. I couldn't watch TV. I couldn't watch TV. I couldn't do a lot of stuff.
Hold on.
I couldn't.
Hold on. And that's your problem. That's the problem right there. Trying to control. And all you gonna do is you gonna make them curious. Like all this control shit, beating your chest, trying to, you can't do this, you can't do that. When you just sit and educate, have a conversation with, show them, instead of trying to control. They're going to go out there and they're going to find out from some goddamn body else. You ain't in school with them 24/7. You ain't sleeping next to them 24/7. You can't watch them every second minute of the goddamn day. You just can't. You can't.
Yeah.
So when you, whatever you restricting, not saying, oh well, see you don't smoke weed with them, they gonna smoke it, whatever, gonna smoke weed with your kid. What I'm saying is there are certain things that like my daughter's Bad Girls Club used to come on, and that was the worst show you could watch. My daughters had to been like 14. Yep, 7 and 14. And they would sneak down to the street in my cousin's house to watch Bad Girls Club. And I found out they were sneaking. So I was sitting watching with them. And I would just talk to them. Look, you see how they doing right there? You don't do that. Ladies don't do that. That ain't cute. I just sat there and we watched it together and I talked to them about it. Because they going to sneak out and do it and then they think that shit cute. Because they watching it. Ain't nobody talking to them about it. Ain't nobody educating them. They just sitting there watching the shit, thinking the shit cute, and then they gonna go repeat that shit. So what I did is I sat down with them, I watched it, and I told them what was wrong with what it was they was looking at. And ain't neither one of them no goddamn bad girls. So while you trying to control shit, just sit there and sit down with them and have a conversation with them. That ain't what you meant at all. You meant turn it off completely and don't watch it. Don't lie.
Okay, dad pulled up with the rap song, getting all out in front of the school.
That ain't
like
what
he
you
break
meant.
dancing, embarrassed me, and told me that's not no cool shit, is it? It's embarrassing shit for real, for real. Well, when I see you emulating that, it's embarrassing to me the same way. That same stuff. He was a drill sergeant in the army. He let me know that shit's not cool. Smoking weed ain't cool. This, and the third ain't cool.
Nobody say
and then if he caught me doing
it, didn't nobody say go embarrass you.
Well,
She's still here so she can come back up. I just have a few questions.
What happened, Babs?
The girl, is she still here so she can just come back up? I just have a few questions.
The girl Jazz?
Yeah, the one that was here.
Jazz, if you in here, are you in here, Jazz? Or Ray J? What's the question, Bab?
I just want to ask her, because she said that he knew that she was 17. What was happening at that time?
So what she was saying when she came up, she said that there were messages, but she said none of them was inappropriate.
Right, but at the time that you messaging her at 17, that's why I want to know.
Yeah, Jazz, Ray J, if you still in here, can you come up?
And if I can, what I wanted to say to you, Tony, what you have to understand is that I agree with Ty. You know, you talk to your kids, you give them lessons, you tell them about things, but what's in people is in them. You cannot, even though this is our babies and we birth them and we take care of them, what is in them is going to be in them. It's going to exist. You're either going to tell them how to deal with it and things that. So like the control thing, I agree. We try to control. God created us and don't control us. Let's talk about it.
Exactly. I'm so glad you said it because that's what I used to use.
But he
I used to
also
use
gives
that
us
as an
right
example
from wrong.
all the time.
He gives us.
Oh my God.
He let us do what we want to do too, though.
He gave us free will, all the way back from the garden.
Free will. If you
gave everybody free will. When he put you on when he put you on earth, he gave you
Parents don't give us free will.
If you don't fucking stop interrupting me, I'm gonna give you free will off my goddamn panel. I don't know why y'all think it's okay to interrupt me. Like shit. He gave us free will. At the end of the day, he don't make us do nothing. He let us do whatever we want to do and learn from whatever it is that we need to learn from. He don't control nothing that we do. Nothing. And that's, if y'all don't know nothing about that, y'all at least should know that much.
Yes. And you know what my daddy also told me? He said, baby, you not mine. When I told him, I said, thank you, daddy, for being a good daddy to me. He said, baby, let me tell you something. You don't belong to me. God gave you to me to take care of and to protect and to guide. You do not belong to me, and I will not mistreat what God gave to me. Period. That's a real man right there. I love my father, and I pray that other young girls can have fathers in their lives like that, because he's amazing. He's not perfect. He's been through the storm, but he's an amazing man to me. And I know some of these men on this panel can relate to being a great man. I see it.
I think that's where the proverb, train a child up in the way they should go and they'll never depart. Like, both of my parents were pastors, so I stayed in the church. I think a lot of it was that I was wondering what was out there. Because when you a pastor's kid, if anybody in the comments, when you a PK, they don't let you do shit. Not nothing. You got to live a certain way. You got to be different than everybody else. No sleepovers, no parties, no nothing. Because every time you want to go to something, it's church. That's the devil. That's it. I couldn't even watch The Simpsons or any kiddie shows, because unless it had something to do with God, I could watch it. If it didn't, we wasn't doing it. So as a kid, I grew up wanting to do these things, wanting to go to parties, wanting to go to barbecues and trips and dancing with my cousins, just little stuff that we never got to do because you're not allowed to do it. And so I think that was why a lot of things that I did, the acting out, smelling myself, came because I was like, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to sneak around and do it. Then when I got 18 and got into that abusive relationship, I think he knew that I was easily molded. My mind wasn't where it needed to be. So he was able to make me do things that I didn't want to do, make me feel a way that I didn't want to feel, make me go against anything that my mama had said. But I do remember that there were times, anytime something would happen, I would hear my mama's voice telling me, this not how you have to be. This ain't how you have to live. You know, the things that she taught me as a child began to really flourish in me. And it's ultimately what made me leave the relationship. And so I completely get what T's saying. You can try really, really hard. You can call them, you can talk to them, but if they want to be there, they're going to be there. And you just hope that the job you did when they was a kid, they still hearing that stuff.
I call my daughter right now. She gonna tell you the exact same thing. Hold on, y'all. We got 17 minutes to complete the live goal. We got 971 people in here. If everybody send one perfume, we'll be there. So let's do that real quick. Let's tap the screen. Let's complete the live goal. I do have a show. If this is your first time here, I do have a show every Tuesday and Thursday. It's called X-Files. I haven't gotten any emails yet. Let me check my email. But X-Files is where people will write me an email for me to reach out to their ex. If it's your ex-friend, a family member that you fell out with, or ex-partner. And usually we get closure, answers, and sometimes we get people to rekindle friendships, relationships, or whatever else. So if you got an ex that you want to reach out to, we do it every Tuesday and Thursday from 5 to 8. Just send me an email, ttime40@gmail.com. Okay, y'all, let's get this goal up before. Let's get the goal up before 17 minutes up. Because I know we start talking, they're going to forget. Come. Go ahead, y'all. Let me mute.
Hey, T.
Ty, get your hustle on, girl.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do.
I'm just trying to get the live goal reached. That's all. That's it, y'all. That's it.
T.
Go ahead, Catch.
I'm trying to talk to you. Okay?
Okay.
I was not disagreeing with what you were saying. Let's go back to the last comment that you said before you brought me back up. I don't have an issue with my daughter and her dating and anything and running anybody away or this, that, and the other. I don't have that problem with her. I don't have that problem. I'm not trying to tell her how to run her relationships. I'm not telling her what man to choose and this, that, and the other. She's my only child. So I know in that area where I succeeded with her. I let her do whatever it is that she was doing, and I thank God that she wasn't out there doing some of the same stuff that I was doing at that age. At 29, she was more mature at 18, 17, 16 than I was in my 20s. So I have to give her that. And I didn't have an issue with her. But what I'm saying, when I was trying to tell you, I'm not trying to talk over you or try to be disrespectful to you, because I know this is your panel and I follow you and I watch you and I agree with some of the things that you say and some things I don't. But most of the time I do agree with what you say. But in this instance, I felt how I felt because of personal reasons. I felt how I felt because go back again, like we keep saying, there's nothing that you can do as far as talking and this, that, and the other, and blah, 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 blah. I get that. I understand, but you did something. That's all I was saying. But my thing is this. I've been in a situation dating somebody that I probably shouldn't have been dating, didn't really know how far it should have went or even if it should have started at all. But it lasted because nobody did say anything. Nobody did get involved. Nobody did show that they cared or that their relationship was wrong or anything. Didn't nobody say anything about it. It didn't. It took things happening to me that was inappropriate, things happening to me that shouldn't have happened, things that were said to me that shouldn't have been said, that I ended up figuring out, okay, nobody's going to help me with this, so I'm going to have to figure out how to get out of it myself. And I feel like that it probably wouldn't have went as far as it did if somebody would have said something. If somebody would have, and I'm not talking about touching, I'm talking about dating. If somebody would have said something, you was too young to be in this relationship. If somebody would have said, yeah, that man's too old for you. Yeah, that man is only wants this, that, and the other. If somebody was there and would have done that, then maybe I wouldn't have went through all the stuff that I went through because everybody, again, leaving it alone. Leaving it alone. Did nobody have nothing to say? If she gonna leave when she get ready, this, that, and the other. That I found out later. Nobody said anything to me. So yeah, I'm in that mindset like, okay, I'm gonna do whatever it is that I need to do. If my daughter finds herself in this situation, or if I find my kid in this situation, I'm gonna try to do whatever I think that's gonna work. Just like how you found out that you being involved in doing this, that, and the other was only gravitating her closer to that person or causing a wedge, making it worse for her in that relationship. You found out later on. So, okay, I'm getting it. I'm hearing about it, these things now, but it's not going to negate the fact that I still felt how I felt because nobody was there for me.
Okay.
Nobody was there for me.
Stop projecting your shit onto me. And that's why I'm sick of y'all motherfuckers on this app projecting y'all trauma onto my platform. I don't project my trauma onto this bitch, so don't project your trauma onto mine. Don't disrespect my platform and disrespect me and interrupt me. Thank y'all for helping me reach a live goal just to get your point across because you triggered and you traumatized. At the end of the day, I said what I said, and what I said was the same thing you were saying. There is nothing that you can do. At the end of the day, all you can do is talk. That's what you said. That's what I said. That's what we said. And it was the truth. Just because ain't nobody talked to you don't mean that you still wouldn't have did shit. It's motherfucker probably could have talked to you. They probably know your ass was stubborn because you was over talking me. You wasn't getting the point where I was saying. So they probably knew that they could have talked to your ass and your ass still wouldn't have left that nigga because you stubborn as fuck. So they probably didn't talk to you because they probably knew they couldn't talk to you because I'm sitting here talking to you and you still wasn't hearing shit I was saying. So maybe they didn't talk to you because they knew you wasn't going to listen to them any goddamn way. So again, what I'm saying is you could talk to a motherfucker all you want to and they're still going to do what they want to do. All I ask is to stop I said the same thing over and over again. There's nothing you can do but talk to them. That your point was that, my point was that. Our point was that. Outside of that, you were still arguing that there was more that you can do, and you still didn't tell me nothing else that you can do outside of talking to them. You still didn't tell me nothing else that you could do, so you wasted a lot of my valuable time and patience just to say the same shit.
See, I did tell you.
What else did you tell me?
I did tell you because you said then you go to jail and now you told me I would go to jail.
You said you gonna pop up at their door?
I didn't say that it was right. I didn't say it was right, but I told you what I would do.
There's still nothing you can do though. Even popping up at their door, there's nothing that you can do.
See, she just want to be combative at this point.
I'm not trying. No, don't say that because I agree with what she be saying. I'm not combative when it comes to her. So don't say that. Don't say that. Just like I just said, it doesn't mean that what I think that I should be doing or what I want to do is right. It doesn't change that. I'm not saying that that's right, but it doesn't negate that that's the first response that I have.
All I'm saying is there's nothing that you can do. You can do a lot of shit, but none of that is going to make that person do. You can't control other people. That's all I'm saying. Well, you can't control what other people do, especially when they're considered wrong. That's all I'm saying.
I understand that. I understand that, but I'm not trying to be disrespectful or combative or anything like that when it comes to you and what you're saying. I'm not. I just if I think one way, I think one way. That's all. That's all
And
I'm
that's
saying.
fine. You can think
That's
how you
all I'm
want to think,
saying.
but you were over
Yeah, I'm not
talking me. You
fighting
were
you.
interrupting me. You were you were continuing to be that to me. Like I have a lot of patience, but then it's like then when I get disrespectful, people like, oh, you rude. I'm sitting there telling you, okay, we saying the same thing, but you continue to over talk me, even while I'm saying my point or giving people certain scenarios. You over talking me then. I think that's disrespectful. I let all of y'all talk through this panel, but you continue to overtalk me.
So I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna apologize. I'm gonna say I apologize because that was not my intent. I most definitely respect you and your panel. I don't want to be confrontational or anything like that. Every now and again I might hit the button to come up and I want to be welcome just like everybody else is. So I don't want to be disrespectful to you. Be like that.
Apology accepted.
I ain't talking to you. I was talking to T.
But yeah, I just want us to be real. I used to have this fight back when, and I know y'all gonna get a lot of y'all get triggered when his name come up. When Moses was on, and this used to be a big fight, and people used to be mad at me because I used to say the same thing when Moses used to say that. Like a lot of times we have our emotions wrapped into it and what should be versus the reality. And Moses used to say certain stuff, and people used to be like, oh my God. And I used to be like, he's actually right. To be honest, there's really nothing you can do about a lot of the stuff that he was saying. And a lot of people would get mad at me. They would call me a pick me. They would say I was justifying it. They would say all this stuff. And I'm like, he's actually correct. There's really nothing we can do. Here I come.
Hey, I just what's going on, panel? What's going on, T-Time? I just wanted to say, T-Time, you 100% right. There's absolutely nothing that we can do when it comes to us parenting and our children going out into this world and the things that they face and the choices that they make. There's absolutely nothing. Only thing that we can do is guide them and be there for them when shit hit the fan. You know what I mean? That's absolutely it. You placing yourself in a situation where you can go to jail, where you can catch a charge, where, you know, you can lose your child all behind your thoughts of what your child should be doing. This is their life. You know, I tell my sons and I tell my daughters all the time, it's your life. You're going to make your decisions that you're going to make, but understand that there's going to be consequences and rewards for every choice that you make in this world. So, you know, as long as you lead them and you guide them, that's all you can do. When it comes to them wanting to date somebody, when it comes to them liking somebody, when it comes to, you cannot control that. They have to bump their head on their own. You know what I mean? And you be there for them when they bump their head. That's it.
Sorry, y'all. It's my brother. Go ahead.
I agree with what you're saying as well. You know, but it's gonna be who, just like how we keep saying our kids gonna do whatever it is that they gonna do. We as parents gonna do whatever it is that we gonna do too. We gonna mess up some stuff. We gonna have to bump our heads too. We ain't gonna get it all right all the time.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. You know, and to the other topic of, you know, dude talking to younger women, whatever the case may be. I mean, that's been around since I was in high school, you know, and I'm only 40. You know, I used to get mad at the old heads and the D-boys up at, you know what I mean, at the school picking up the girls that I'm trying to holler at. But they used to be like, oh, I don't even talk to boys my age. I don't date nobody my age. I don't deal with nobody my age. But you have to understand, I grew up in Detroit, so, you know, it was kind of scary. So when they seen, you know, dude riding on the triple goals, the 22s, you know what I mean, and coming up to the school with the Cartiers on, the Averex on, you know what I mean, iceberg clothes and everything at that, they just looked at that as a bag. You know what I mean? They looked at that as like, oh, I'm up. So
flashy.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, that's what was enticing to them. You know what I mean? Us being in high school, us being the same age, even though, yeah, I was getting money. I was, you know what I'm saying, doing my thing, but it wasn't like how the OGs was and the old heads was. You know what I mean? So it's not rare for what's going on right now For the old heads, 40, 30, 20, I'm not excusing it. It's not right. Again, you know, two of my sisters was very promiscuous, you know what I mean? And I done gave out ass whoopings and I done took ass whoopings behind them. You know what I mean? Trying to protect them and trying to be like, hey, you ain't about to be talking to my sister. You ain't about to be doing this and whatever the case may be. But, you know, I learned at that early age, 18, 19, they gonna do what they gonna do. You know what I mean? When you done, when you call me when you done. I'm talking about when you not going back, period. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was. You know what I mean? Like it's nothing. Even now, you know, my sister probably about 12, 13 years ago, she called me about her husband now. Like, man, I'm done. And they still together. So just imagine if I would have went over there, bust his head wide open. She would have called the police on me. I would have been locked up in the bin. You know what I'm saying? And she still would have been laid up with this dude. I'm not doing it. And that goes for my daughter, too. If you're going to make the bad decision to lay up with a dude, whatever the case may be, guess what? Baby, go ahead and do that. Guess what daddy going to be when you need me? Right here. I'm sitting in the peroxide. You feel me? And I'm going to be right here for you.
And Slim, y'all, I don't want to get too like spiritual and deep, but people don't understand these demons that be residing in people and your children go lay down with them. It starts to take over them. And I'm not pushing nothing on nobody. This is just my opinion. And I feel like them soul ties are real. Your baby ain't your baby no more because they getting that energy from this being that they laying down with. You understand? And a lot of people don't know that. They don't know how to be prayed up out here. They don't know how to protect themselves. And their parents not teaching them that because everybody has different beliefs. But I just said to mine, and I keep in mind because I've learned the hard way too, y'all. Ain't nothing perfect about me. I'm going to tell you now. I'm a saint because I'm from New Orleans, but I'm not one. I've been through trials and tribulations, y'all, but I do want people to understand that sometimes your baby ain't your baby no more because they've been tainted by that other side. And they not going to listen. Like Ty said, like Slim said, a lot of us, they not. And it breaks your heart. And you go at home and cry and you pray about it and you manifest greatness for them. That's all you can do. And I agree. It's not saying catch that you're wrong. It's just saying that you only have so much power to do it. And then you gotta let it go. That's all. I ain't trying to get back on you. That's all I was saying.
I don't. I'm okay with it. I understood what she was saying. I don't even feel like T was getting on my case. She felt how she felt about it. And she told me sit your ass down somewhere because I told you 15 times. I mean, I get it. But you know, go back again. I can admit. You know, like she said, don't project and this, that, and the other. And I was not trying to do that. It was just I was angry because I'm like, I've been here. You know, I've been here and I was trying to say what I had to say without saying everything. So I understood what she was saying. I didn't take it personal or anything like that, but she don't know me like that. And I don't want her to think that I was being disrespectful to her. I didn't want that to come off like that. That's all.
I got you, Queen.
Yeah. Hey, Coffee.
So, but I agree with what you're saying, though. I agree with what you're saying as well, too. I've seen it.
It's even with me, like being like my daughter was in a DV relationship, I was in a DV relationship, but we wasn't the same. Like our mindset is different. You know, I couldn't even project what I've been through onto her. You know what I'm saying? Like I always have to separate what I've been through from what anybody else is going through because my experience still ain't your experience, right? Your experience is your experience, my experience is my experience. And I always have to separate what I've been through from what other people been through because it helps me use my logic better versus my emotion. Right? Because it helps me judge the situation accordingly for what they're dealing with versus what I was dealing with. And I just think that we got to start doing that more often because a lot of times people know too how to pull on our heartstrings because there's certain things that we all can relate to. And when you able to say, oh yeah, I've been, you know, a motherfucker tell you some shit and you'll be sympathetic and empathetic with them and you realize they was the one that's beating the motherfucker ass. You know what I'm saying? But you let them say something and your emotions and all of that stuff is wrapped up into it because of what you've been through. So a lot of times we got to start taking what we've been through and what we feel out of it and start really looking at the just the facts and what's in the front of us. People like this topic, a lot of people in the comments were saying that I was biased. No, I am a realist. And a lot of people think that I'm a pick me because of that or, you know, like I'm always teaming up with me. And one thing I know, I can't control what a nigga do. but I can educate these young women. I can always educate a young girl. I can always grab my hand out and reach a young girl hand and say, hey sis, let me holler at you. I can't change a predator. There's nothing I could do to change a predator, but I can talk to a prey. I can't
say it again, T.
I can't change a predator, but I can talk to a prey. I can give him awareness. I can give him the tools and whatever it is. I can talk to him about it. But there's nothing I can do to change a predator. They out there. There's a lot of people out here. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that we can do about that. But I can talk to my young sisters. I can talk to my daughter. I can talk to my niece. I can talk to, you get what I'm saying? I can do that. That's what I have control over. What my influence. I can sit here all day and be like, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're a predator. You're wrong. And it's going to be an 18-year-old girl that's going to be like, who is this? Oh, he cute. Oh, he got money too. Oh, girl. Right? When I could be talking to that 18-year-old girl that came to my panel like, sis, don't be jumping up in these grown-ass men panel like that. Don't be up in these, don't be sitting around these men like that all damn day. Don't get comfortable around 40-year-old men. See, I'd rather do that. I'd rather use my voice like that than to sit here. You're just let the men go ahead and handle that. Let me holler at her. Where's she at? Cause it's gonna be a lot of him out there. While I'm worried about him, it's going to be 5 other girls that's going to navigate their way. Babs, how many women a day throw their pussy at you? Tell the truth on this app. Tell the truth. In this panel alone, how many women in the comments throw themselves at you a day? Don't be shy. Tell the truth, Babs. Unmute that mic. No, unmute it, Babs. I'm going to answer because he ain't going to answer for you. A whole bunch of them.
Well, I can
all
attest.
day long.
Well,
Just
I can attest. And they're aggressive. Very.
Yes. Make him feel uncomfortable. He over there probably with his head down right now, scratching right now because they know he uncomfortable. But they do it all day long. And guess who watching? Young girls. That y'all don't think on here, 18-year-old girls, 19-year-old girls watching how grown-ass women throwing themselves at these men? So I'd rather talk to them. I'd rather holler at them.
Hey T, I'm finna go ahead and take care of these kids, get them ready for bed tonight. Thanks for bringing me on to the panel. Everybody's been a pleasure.
Thank you for coming. Tish in there working her ass off, y'all. She in there working.
And T, it's got to be done just in that sense, in that order, in that fashion. You know, it can't be like you finger pointing. And you're trying to make her feel some type of sort of way about her decisions.
Right.
You know, you really have to be there as in understanding and like you said, grab her by the hand, listen, that ain't okay. What I feel for you and the way that you're going is not okay. I'm gonna be here and be a goddess in that sense, but not to be bashing them, belittling them, make them feel less than. Because what you said, then what? Yep. They ain't cool and they ain't trying to kick around you and they ain't trying to hear nothing you got to say. Because you sound like the household. Yeah. You sound like the controller and to tell me what to not to do and belittling me and talking down on me.
Yep.
That's the big thing, AJ. You know, I'm gonna piggyback off of that. It's just that, you know, the generation of parents now is different from the way that our parents raised us. You know, I'm 100% transparent. Sometimes I feel like I'm too real with my kids because I give them the good and the bad and even the raw part of life and what to expect out of life. But I feel like that's what can prepare them for whatever situation that they do face. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yeah, everybody in this world ain't good people. You know what I mean? You're going to come across some messed up individuals that's messed up in the head, that's messed up in the heart, that ain't got no love for you. So this is how you deal with them. You know what I mean? And I give them the game how to deal with those type of people. And then the ones that do have love in their heart and they do have, those are the people that you cherish. Those are the people that you keep close. You know what I'm saying? Because it comes a dime a dozen. It's not a lot of people like that. So I think that that's where, when you ask the question, what is it that we can do about it? Sometimes, don't hide from your kids. Don't hide the information from your kids. Don't think that they don't know, because I guarantee you they're gonna go find it. The difference between it nowadays is right there in their hand. You know what I mean? In the palm of their hand, through that cell phone, through this technology. So with that being said, either it can come from you, either it can come from you, or it can come from the streets. You know what I mean? So I whether for it to come from me and they have a full understanding, like, okay, dad is hip. You know what I mean? That's one thing about it. Like, I still listen to nowadays music just so I know what they talking about.
So yeah.
You know what I mean? I still be, I go through my son's phone just to see what his conversation, and he 13 years old, talking to girls talking.
How you get to his phone? Do you take it from him, or
I'm like, let me see your phone.
Okay.
I'm like, let me see your phone. And he handed right over. Okay. You know what I mean? And then when he handed over, I looked through his conversation just to see where his mind at, how he moved, how he groove. You know what I mean? And then I'd be like, come on, let's go in the backyard. And when I'm
asking how, Juice, because like you say, take it the fuck. Like, so here's the thing. When you start taking it and all that stuff, that's when they really start being more secretive. Yeah. So now they saving it under certain stuff. They deleting shit. So when you have that openness, you don't have to worry about, you could take it all you want to, but you start doing shit like that and crossing boundaries, because I don't care if they're still children, but they're still respect level, right? Yeah. So if you want to create that trust, and you can be a tech major, but everybody ain't. So I'm for all the parents, like what he doing, like asking them whatever, he giving it to you, that's cool. But there are some kids that'll start being creative and crafty. You know what I'm saying? There's other devices that y'all don't know this shit, but well, now y'all should know about now. But shit, when my kids was young, they had my daughter. I go through her phone, it wasn't shit there, right? But she had the iPad, the iPod. You know what I'm saying? That shit. Then I remember she ran away one time. Motherfucker was like, you can see, a person was like, yeah, you can see, look at her social media. I'm like, ain't nothing on her social media. What's she talking about? The motherfucker had it customized. I didn't even know you could do that shit. So it was customized to post where she was smart enough to be able to not block me from seeing certain shit. So I'm sitting there like, her posts are fine. Her social media is amazing. And all along, it's customized. So a lot of times they're very crafty, and they're able to start, they're clever at things, and they can start being able to be more, the more you are overbearing with it or whatever, they know how to hide shit. And
yeah, see, and that's the thing about it. It's not a every week situation like, let me see your phone. You know what I mean? I be sitting there, be chopping it up, and he talking about something. I'm like, let me see your phone. What you be able? I know you talking to girls. Let me see your phone real quick. You know what I mean? Like, what you talking about? Let me see what your game be like. So it'd be like, I don't chastise them, right? I make it a fun situation that we can have an open discussion. And I'm like, how many girlfriends you done had? He like, I done had 3. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm like, so what do that look like? You having a girlfriend at 9 years old, you having a girlfriend at 11, and now you just had one. He had his first heartbreak, you know what I mean, this past Valentine's. He took me to the store, you know what I mean, bought all types of little Valentine stuff for the little 8th grade girl. He in 7th grade. After Valentine's, a week later, she ain't talking to him no more. I said, so what lesson did you learn in that? You know what I mean? What lesson? So these are so it's like, you have to really chop it up. Like, sometimes you got to really chop it up with them. You know what I mean? It's not all about, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Why you doing this? Why you doing that? Because you're going to close them up. I need my kids to stay 100% open. No, it's an open door policy with me. Yeah. Dad is hip. Dad is hip. Dad know exactly. Pops know exactly what's going on in the world. Ain't nothing in this world that you gonna do that I haven't done. Now, there's probably some things in this world that you ain't gonna do that I've done, but I'm telling you, I done did it all. So I'm here. Just come and holler at me. Come and chop it up with me. I want you come to me, you know what I'm saying? Then you go to your little homeboys, or, who y'all call y'all little OGs, the little high school kids, and they leading you the wrong way. No, I'm not gonna lead you the wrong way. I'm gonna give you the game, exactly what you need, the good, the bad, and the raw.
Yeah.
Hey, Slam. Sorry, go ahead, T.
And that's what I think we need to start, like, focusing on, like, educating our kids. Like, people want to, hey, no excuses. I'm happy. We be so focused on holding other people accountable than to giving our kids the game. Like I said, I remember when, like I say, when Moses used to talk about that shit, and I used to be like, I used to let my kids see it. Like, I'd rather let motherfucker tell you who they is so that you can be like, you hear what this man said here? You hear how he look at shit? You hear how he think? This is how niggas out here thinking. I'd rather you be on the forefront with that shit than hiding it. And a lot of people be like, I can't believe you. No, tell me more. Tell me more. What else you say? What else you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? And I remember this lady was arguing with him one day. I was listening to this lady argue with him because he was like, you can look at a girl underage, it's not illegal, right? And the lady was like, if a man look at my daughter, thank you, Artrice, I'm gonna do something. What the fuck you gonna do? Because actually, he's telling the truth. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I remember asking my daughter, what you gonna do if a man looking at you? No, what can I do, Mom? You know what I'm saying? Like, the shit is true. A motherfucker could look at you. What you gonna do? Go tell the police, hey, officer, that man's looking at me. Like, the reality of it is, the shit is wrong. It's nasty. It's horrible, but it's true. You can't go to jail for looking at nobody. You can't go to jail for thinking nothing about nobody. You can't. And there's some fucked up people out here in this world, and ain't shit you can do about it. But be aware.
Right. Hey T, I want to piggyback even with what Slim was saying. You know, like when I mentioned earlier when I said I wish that people were paying attention to what I was doing, when I wish that my parents were saying things, you know, when I was out here doing stuff that I shouldn't have been doing, and then, you know, find out, hit my head on the wall, you know, and got my head hit, you know, and I figured, yeah, this ain't right, you know. It changed how I view things when it came to raising my only child. You know, I go back to how he's saying you got to be open. You know, we communicate, we talk. You know, and I did not lie to her about stuff. I tried to be as forthcoming and as honest as I could be. I tried to, you know, go back again, like you said, you can't make them do anything. Pretty much, you can tell them because these your kids, right? But at the end of the day, when you turn your back, they gonna do whatever it is that they gonna do, right? So I let you know what it is to lie and say that you one place. Oh, you know what? You said you wanted to go skating this week. You know what? Yeah, you can go ahead and go. But let me let you know about what happened to Peter. You know, the last time his mom and daddy was looking for him, and he was supposed to been skating. You know, and he ended up somewhere else, and he ended up to be roadkill because he lied and said that he was over here when he actually should have been over at this place right here. So it's like, I'm just gonna let you know that, you know.
Yeah.
And then I didn't have an issue with that area right there, you know. Or let me tell you what happened to Johnny when he was always telling his mama this or telling his daddy this, that, and the other, and they were believing his stories and things. And then when something happened, you know, he told a lie, and it was like, oh no, I didn't do it. Well, no, you said that you was, you know, like now you create an issue when it comes to trust. I tried to make sure that lines of communication with us were open. I tried to make sure that I can talk to her and be forthcoming. And like when he was talking about with the cell phones and all this, that, and other, hell, we our kids growing up in technology, right? Hell, I work in IT. You know, they work. We do all of this stuff. So I'm trying to be as forthcoming and as honest with her as I can, trying to make sure, because I don't want her hiding stuff from me. Not saying that she didn't hide anything, but hell, I ain't found out nothing yet. You know, right. And I said she graduated high school, she went to college, she's in the military, she don't have any kids, and she was doing everything that I thought she was supposed to be doing. And let's hope somebody ain't busting their head between a washer and dryer now, you know. But at the end of the day, I tried to do everything that I could for her as a good parent, and I tried to do the same thing with my nieces and nephews. I know that there are people that are out here that just do whatever. Some people don't care. Some people don't care how their kids are. Some people, my mom and dad, it was 10 of us. They didn't really raise us. They just said, don't do this. And we're just looking like, oh, okay, then, well, we can't do that. But there wasn't no conversation really, you know, about what we shouldn't do and this, that, and the other. I don't think that they were that involved. Yeah, they weren't that involved, you know, so they could have saved us from a lot of things, you know, but I can't fault them because I don't know how they grew up. You know, we just didn't get the message when it came to everything. Hell, I didn't learn about credit until I fucked it up. Oops, sorry. You know,
Yeah,
they didn't teach me about that stuff, you know,
the
but
biggest thing
I
is
had to learn it.
the
Yeah,
biggest
I
thing.
think
Not to
we as
cut you off. The
parents,
biggest. Go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, because I got to get off because I got to do daddy duties right now. But I was just gonna say is that even when my kids' friends come over, you know what I mean, and I'm in the mix. I need to know what's going on. What y'all in here doing? What's up? What's cracking? You know what I mean? I'm in the mix of things just so even they friends can feel like it's an open door policy. You know what I mean? I can go holler at Junior Dad because Junior Dad gonna keep it real. You know what I mean? Like that's where the village come in. That we have to come in and be open. You know, be 100. Like our parents, it was the do as I tell you, not as I do what I told you to do. It wasn't no conversation. It wasn't the reason why. And when you ask the reason why, they don't have an answer for you. You know what I'm saying? See, now when my kids be like, why? Yeah. My kids ask me why, I be like, nigga, because this gonna happen, that can happen, this can happen, that can happen.
They didn't know why, Slim.
You know what I mean?
That's why they didn't know. Like, I always go back to that story that they talk about the lady asked the grandmama, the mama like, what why we cut the ends off the turkey?
Right.
And the mama was like, I don't know, ask your grandmama. And then she asked the grandmama, why we cut the ends off the turkey? And grandma say, I don't know, ask your great grandmama. And then great grandmama say, because we didn't have a big enough pot. Right? All along, we wasting all this goddamn meat and nobody know why we doing it. You feel? Because don't nobody know why. Everybody just doing shit because everybody else did it. And resources change over time. Like every era of life, we have more access to more things, social media, things like that. So now we are more resourceful. So now we have to start using the resources that we have. And stop doing it the way that we used to do it. We don't have to do it the way we used to do it no more. Things don't work the way they used to work no more. We have to go with the times, and times are changing. So we have to change with the times.
Right.
So,
and with you saying that, T, that's why I said I could not fault my parents. Because like you said, times have changed, right? More information is being given through each generation. Some information that was supplied in my generation that was not supplied in my parents' generation. It took me to get married and to my husband for him to be able to sit me down and say, hey, you can't be mad at them because of this, because they didn't know. You can't be mad at them because this is not how they learn. So what you got to do is you got to pick up and you got to do different. Like they always say, people, they just be saying it just to be saying it, but you got to be the change that you want to see. You got to be that change, and it's gonna be hard, but if that's what you want to see, you got to be that change. If you want better for your kids, then you got to show them better. If you want them to act different and respond different to situations, you got to react different and respond to situations different. You got to do that.
And our parents used to speak in riddles, you know what I mean? Like they're speaking riddles, like what the fuck do that mean? You know what I mean? Like what? But you don't realize it until you like 30, 35. Just like AJ said, like, we'll go through life and we made so many mistakes, but that moral compass that foundation that was set into us, it comes back alive once we really, really need it. You know what I mean? So that's something that we need to go ahead and, hit on the nail when the babies is young now, since we already know, right? We already know what they gonna go through. We already know what they gonna face. And the world is even 10 times. I can't say that the world is 10 times worse than what it was when I was a kid. You know what I mean? With me growing up, I feel like it's almost the same. It's just things is right here in your face. You can see it. Before, when we was growing up, we go around the corner, we go down the block, we go 2 miles, they don't see nothing, right? And I used to always say, and I told my fiance, I said, I was the perfect kid in a house. In the house, I did my chores, I did my homework, I did it. But when I hit that street and I jumped off that porch, I was thugging and bugging. You feel me? So it's like, I don't want that, because I know with my kids, they can do the same thing. They can make the same choices or even worse choices. So, but the difference is that, okay, when you go around that corner, just know when you go around that corner, I know what you're doing. I know what you're going to face. I know you're going to have peer pressure. I know you're going to have temptations. but what choices are you going to make? You know
Right.
what I mean? When those things face. So you have to put those choices, those things they gonna face. You have to already let them know it's gonna be that girl. She gonna be ready, bro. She gonna be ready to hit you in the squad. What you gonna do? You gonna hit?
Right.
You know what I'm
And we
saying?
have to understand
Right.
too that we can only do the best that we can do as parents, right? There's no cookie cutter version that say if you do it with all of these ingredients, you're gonna have 100% success, right?
Right.
Great. There's no, it's not like that, right? So even in that, like we just have to trust when we instill in them the right things and we, at least have them in a healthy environment to grow and to thrive as children and to where they can have the time to even develop, right? Because sometimes, let's just be real, some children are thrusted into certain environments where they don't even have a time enough to be a child because they're
Right.
seeing so many different things that their eyes shouldn't even be exposed to at certain ages, right? So, but when we know that we've done the best that we can do as parents, all we can do is just pray, like Christy has said earlier, pray over them, manifest great things over them. Because I'm gonna tell you, I have a 22-year-old and 24-year-old. I sheltered my kids. I didn't keep anything from them because I had 2 children by the age of 20. So things didn't pan out. It started off rough for me. You know what I'm saying? As a young adult, I had kids before I even knew who I was as a grown adult. And I had my experiences, but I didn't want my daughters to go through the same thing that I had to go through. So I did my very best to instill in them everything that I knew, everything that I bumped my head on. And us as parents, loving parents, we want that for our children. But they do come to a certain age. You could have done everything in your power to instill in them the right way. When they become a young adult around the age of between, it varies, but when they become an adult,
Y'all, look at my friend, y'all. Get you a friend like mine. She finished all the cabinets.
Uh-oh, watch out. That's pretty.
Did she do good?
Yeah, she did a good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah,
That's
that's
pretty. And
nice.
I love gray. That's nice.
Nice,
Yes.
neutral, and they can be
Yeah,
changed up with any accent colors too, because
Yes.
that's
it's a
cute.
neutral color. Yeah.
We saw that they were
Huh?
brown before, but
Yeah, she did. She did the
yeah, it
comments.
looks
They
nice.
were. She
Yeah,
did the
they.
comments.
Oh,
She
The
that's
did.
gray and the
nice.
marble. Yeah,
Yeah.
it brought out the marble. I see you.
Y'all, my friend better than y'all friends. Yo.
And then it's
My
gray into
friend
your
better.
towel on the floor too, right?
Yep. It match
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. Oh
Oh,
yeah. Oh
that's
yeah.
nice. It's
It brought
nice.
that. It brought out the pal and the marble, and it brought out the pal and the towel and the floor. I hear you. I heard
Yeah, I love neutral colors because you can always change it up with different accent colors. You know what I'm saying? Like you can,
Mm-hmm.
No,
you
she
can
didn't use the contact paper, y'all. She painted.
you.
She
Oh,
painted.
okay. Oh yeah, that's nice. She did
Yeah,
her thing.
I was gonna say we saw the doors that you had. Was it yesterday, T?
Yeah.
That she started because I saw the doors yesterday and you had them
Yeah.
upside. Yeah, I
And
was
then
like,
we
that's
gonna
gonna
take
be
Bab's
pretty.
So
advice.
I still got like two,
We
right?
painting all the doors black.
Oh, you just want to see
Oh,
what I
that's
was
gonna
gonna say?
yeah, it's gonna make that great pop. Yeah, that's nice.
Oh,
Thanks to
That's
Babs.
nice.
okay. Well, can I get some mustard and soda?
But yeah, like I was saying, when a adult child gets to a certain age, they want their parents. It's like it's something that clicks in them to where they want to give their parents a message to say, "Hey, I'm grown and I can do what I want to do." You get what I'm saying? And then they got to go through that little journey where it's a little pocket where they're kind of trying to find their way, but you're praying. You just, you like, okay, I can't tell them. I can't really tell them nothing. They're legally grown, but you just, it's that pocket. I think for the most part, the young adult kids go through that phase because they just want to prove that point to their parents that they're grown. But then when they go through that journey and then they'll come back around and be like, dog, because I had my daughters, they came to me about a couple of things. My dog, you was right. Like,
Just
man, I didn't see it that way then, but now I see what you were trying to get me to see. And so when you do instill that in your children, they don't veer too far away from it. They'll come back. It may be a period of time where they're out
Yeah.
there doing something, but they don't stray too far away.
We just have to remember when raising our kids, some of the stuff that they go through, we just have to remember that we used to be them as well.
Right.
We have to remember that when it comes to trying to veer them, trying to get them on a straight line, and and I go back in. I keep saying, like, I wasn't a perfect parent, but I knew what I did not want for my child. I knew, like, I can get mad and say some cuss words, right? But I will never get mad and cuss at my kid. I would never get mad and call her out of her name and things like that, because I didn't like when it was done to me. So I don't reciprocate that same thing,
Right.
So that was one of the things that I veered away from when it was time to raise her. My mom and my dad didn't do a lot of talking, like I said, but I knew that communication was going to be important when it came to raising my own child. Those were things that I wanted to do for her. And at the end of the day, I never asked her to do anything. All I ever told her, I said, you see my life. You see what I've gone through. You see what I've been through. You see where I'm at now. All I want for you is for you to be better than I was. That's it. That's all I've ever told her.
Right.
And boy, did she not excel. Did she not excel.
And catch, I had my son tell me, another lecture, mama? I said, well, you know what I could do? Just whip your tail and sing your own part your way and don't explain nothing to you. I said, so which one you want? Oh, go ahead. I'm listening. And he was 9.
You right.
He was 9.
You right. Yeah, they didn't like them conversations. They didn't like them conversations. But
the work shows, catch, when you go back, because I fuss, I'm this, I'm that. My son came in here with his good grades, 3 A's, a B, and a C. The C is because he don't really like to write. He liked to type and talk. And I said, you got to bring that. But at the end of the day, all this fussing, all this sitting down with homework, all these days I'm stressed out, pulling my hair, it all matters, because at the end of the day, look what you came home with.
Right.
Oh yeah, and it pays off in the end,
right.
even in the long term.
Right.
I instilled in my kids education was very, very important when they were younger, and it pays off because especially if you're a single parent, I was that single parent, and that shit was hard. No cap, like it was hard, and especially trying to balance them being in a healthy environment at all times. You get what I'm saying? It was hard. It was so hard. But it's, I look at it, looking back, I'm like, it was all worth it. Because where they are now, I wouldn't change up anything that I did.
Right. Right. I say I hear and I see a lot of stuff that goes on now, and sometimes I find myself like, God, like, where we at? What we doing? Especially when it comes to different people's kids and different men. And I just sit back and I just be like, man, I just can't believe that we are here, when it comes to certain things. It just blows my mind. It blows my mind.
Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to hold on.
And I agree with what Slim was saying wholeheartedly. Like he had made some really good points. And AJ too. I believe what they saying.
Evans talking about where's daddy. Evans, what do you think about a 18-year-old girl dating a 40-year-old man?
Jesus Christ.
If your daughter was 18 dating a 40-year-old, Evans, what would you do?
See, who were you talking to?
Evans, he coming up.
My daughter would not date a 40-year-old man.
How you know?
I'm passing out.
Because I raised her.
Passing out.
And I don't believe like what a lot of other people believe, that they're gonna do what they want to do. No, I actually raised my child because I built that bond and never missed a day of her life
I know she's a lot of me and a lot of her mother. There's no question in my mind. She's not going to sell dope. She's not going to sell her body. And she's not going to date a 40-year-old man at 19. Now, people who choose to ignore their children, they have to say, well, they're going to do what they want to do. No, it's because you didn't participate. You didn't participate then.
Well, let me. Well,
I have a dog that I raised from birth as well. I know my dog ain't gonna go out and attack somebody, right? You know what your creations will do. You know.
Evans.
Go ahead.
Evans, brother.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna get up here and I'm gonna get some personal. I don't usually do this, but I'm gonna do a bit of this.
Go.
I got 11 kids. I got 11 kids.
Look at T.
7 different baby mothers. Been involved with every last one of my kids. I have one that's 25 today. Rest in peace, RIP. Who would have been 25 today? It's funny that I'm here and I'm having this conversation and not, you know what I'm saying, depressed and down in the hole somewhere, crying and boo-hooing. But I'm able to be here and have this dialogue, which is really, really good for me, to be honest. It's some therapy for me, actually. But, brother, I got kids who graduated. I got kids who didn't. You know what I mean? They made their choices and their decisions due to where they wanted to be going and how they wanted to live their lives. I instilled prayer, morals, respect, school, education. I instilled these things. Like I said, I have kids who graduated, and I have kids who did not. In the streets, kids who still in my home. You probably hear them in the background right now. And there's kids who, you know what I mean, who's coming up to go their own way when they hit in adulthood. I can only be a praying father. I can only be a guiding father and giving them, you know what I'm saying, encouragement and motivation to go their way, man. Other than that, am I a failed father? Is what you know what I mean, trying to say to me?
With all due respect, my brother, yeah. Yeah, with all due respect. And please understand where I'm coming from. I coach relationships. That's what I do. And I understand that everyone have a scope of influence that you can have. There was a time where we could do 11 children. Sir, with all due respect, in 2024, we are not capable of being the parents that can parent 11 children. I don't care what the resources say. I don't care what the foolish people out here tell you can do. The scope, your scope of influence is not large enough and doesn't loom deep enough for you to be able to not only financially, mentally, psychologically affect 11 different children, and I'm assuming in different households. So if you're looking through the eyes of a man like me who teaches people how to build relationships, I say it's a failure to try to raise children in multiple houses. And then you compound it with, say, 11? I know people don't like when I say it, but it's a failure, sir. It's a failure. Now, you can do the very best you can, and that's what you just described. I did the best I can. However, when it comes to parenting, the truth is there's no such thing as best you can. You must do your best. And there's a difference between the two.
Can I say this? So, what I meant by when I had said earlier, you do have to do the best you can. I don't know if this is just wordplay. Do your best. Do the best you can, or do your best. Either way, right? There's no perfect parent or parents, plural.
Not a one.
And there's, so if it may surprise you, there's no perfect children either. Young adult children, there's no perfect one. And when I say that, because I've experienced, I have two daughters, 24 and 22. They were raised in a healthy environment. I instilled in them all the right things, even in so much to where when they became grown, they said, Mom, you sheltered us so much when we went off to college. It was just, a new world. Now, I didn't keep anything from them. I didn't sugarcoat anything, but it's just that they didn't have to physically experience anything, right? They were told stories of this, this could happen or this, or watch out for, for this and be aware of that. But they didn't actually have to physically go through anything. So when they went off to college, they were in a new world. Even in so much to where they said, Mom, I think you sheltered us too much. But I did what I had to do. And they turned out well, productive citizens, both college graduates. Right. But are they perfect? No, hell no, they're not perfect. And when I say that, when they get to be an adult, let me tell you what I had to experience. Now, I had a very powerful influence over them at a young age and as children. And when they became a young adult and they went off to college and they experienced college and they went into, became an adult, they wanted to make a clear, and they wanted to give me this clear as day that they're no longer a child. And when they came back from college, you best believe they drug that message from here to damn Timbuktu, that they make their own decisions at this point because they are adults. So there is a point when they are going to say, hey, Ma, I respect you. I respect, your viewpoints on anything. But now I am grown. You have to allow me to make my own decisions. And you know what I had to do? I had to step back and I had to respect that. Right? So they're going to do what they want to do when they become adults. And I'm not saying that it has to be on the worst spectrum of where shit is going haywire. But what I'm saying is they're making their own decisions as an adult. That's all I'm saying.
As expected. But the problem that people have when they have conversations like this, and I hear this happen quite often, I tend to call it out because I think I have a firm grip on what it is that I'm speaking on. I don't just pull it out my ass, right? So
I'll tap the screen.
I know exactly where I'm going. And here's the dilemma. When we talk about what is the best case scenario to raise a child, the best case scenario to build a relationship, and then people twist it and say, well, there's nothing perfect. I don't think as intelligent people, we need to even discuss perfection because no one has ever expected perfection. That's never been the standard. However, being the most effective parent, that's within your control. That's something that you can handle. So whenever you guys pull it to the side, you might want to do it when Coach Evans ain't in the room, because I know exactly where we're going with this. I want to have the most effective, the most effect that I can have over my family and my relationship. I never expect my children or my wife or the relationship to be perfect. That is asinine to even bring up.
No, the reason why I said that is because when I have a daughter, my oldest daughter, both of them got accepted into Howard. My oldest daughter graduated from Howard. My youngest daughter chose another HBCU. She graduated this year, both in the medical field, doing great. But I will never stand up here and say what my children will not do. Never. I will never say they will never do A, B, C, or D. I can only pray and hope that they won't.
Do you know why? Do you know why you can say you will never say what they will do? Do you know why that is?
No, I say I will never say what they won't do.
Right. Okay. Do you know why you can't say that?
because they are adults and they have their own journeys in life, and they have to make their own decisions. And believe it or not, we were all young. We bumped our heads. We may not have been
We get the
involved.
point. We get it. We get it,
So
sweetie.
that's what I'm saying.
I'm only trying to get you to tell me, do you know why you can't say for sure what you think she's going to do? Do you know why you're not willing to go that far?
Because I'm not God.
Okay. Well, that might be one reason. Or it's because you're questioning the job that you did.
Oh no, I don't
that's not always true.
Well,
no, I don't want you to change the narrative.
Okay, well then
I
let
clearly
me
don't
ask
want
you a
you to
question.
change it. Don't try to make me feel incompetent or that I did something.
I'm not trying to make you feel incompetent.
No. I'm just saying, and I'm not going to take it personal,
I'll be
but
quiet.
I'm just saying, don't turn it or don't spin it. I said what I said, and I meant it exactly how I meant it.
But I have no problem saying what I know will happen.
That's your truth.
But why
that's
am I
your truth, though?
So?
Because you think that your kids are gonna do whatever it is that you set in front of them. That's pretty much what you, whoever that is. Sorry, that's pretty much what you told us. When even with me telling you all, I said my biggest thing with my daughter is I told her I want your life to be better than mine was. Right. I didn't tell her don't drink. I didn't drink, do drugs, or any of that. I didn't tell her don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. My thing was you make better choices for your life. You do this, you do that. I didn't set stuff down and say on day 1 do this, day 2 do this, day 3 do this. Yeah, I didn't set that for her, and all the way up until 29, from my understanding, she hasn't stepped outside the line and did anything crazy, anything whimsical, or that would have got her in trouble, that would have disappointed me and her father. She hasn't done any of that stuff that I know of. But I just like how V Ray is saying, I'm never gonna say what she's not gonna do because I am not her only influence. And that is being real. I'm not her only influence. She's influenced by a lot of other people. She's influenced by life. She's influenced by a part of life that I won't never even get to see.
But my question for you would be, what do you think is the greatest influence that she has had up till now? Obviously, when they move out of your house, when they go off to college and they have different influences, there is without a doubt they're going to have other influences. But while your child is still within your household, who has the largest influence on your child? Is it the TV? Is it the radio? Is it her friends? Or is it you? Which is it?
I'm always going to say that it was me because my daughter wasn't doing what everybody else was doing. And I was okay.
That's
and
a perfect answer.
I was okay with that.
That's the perfect answer. That's where I'm coming from. I believe I have the largest influence on my child up till now. And I understand she's never lived outside of the house. She's been with me the entire time. I know without a shadow of a doubt, I'm the largest influence amongst many other influences, right? So I can say with conviction, these are the things that she will not do. And if you have that level of confidence and influence over your child, you can say the same. Now, when they go outside, that's something different. When they have other influence that becomes greater than you, that is something different. My daughter is 19. She hasn't lived outside of the house. She's never so much as had a sleepover. We don't believe in that stuff. You get what I'm saying? So regardless of how people may see it, reality is, for me and mine, I'm the greatest influence that she has to date.
So your daughter haven't even experienced outside yet. That's what we talking about. We talking about our kids that's already out there.
Outside, okay.
What we telling you is when she go outside, that your conversation. Right? What we saying, we telling you that your conversation about your child is going to change when your child go outside. That's what we're
and I don't question that. I don't question that at all.
Yeah.
So we can't tell this man down here that he was not a good parent because he had 11 kids. We can't say that. We can't say that. He said he had 11. He said he had 11 children. Let me finish that.
Is different. Okay, go ahead. So,
he said but you still cut him off at the kneecaps. We don't know what his situation was. I mean, hell, my dad had 10 kids, and my dad was. I still think that he was a good parent. I still think did they miss some stuff? Don't say I wasn't listening because I heard exactly what you said to that man. Didn't say nothing.
You said I said he wasn't a good parent, and that's correct.
Did.
Okay, that's correct. But you acting as if you didn't hear what he said. Did you hear what he said?
I heard exactly what he said.
Okay,
So
what
don't
was his
say
situation?
don't say that I'm acting,
I'm
because
asking
then
you,
it goes
what was
back
his
to saying that I'm
situation?
projecting. He was letting you know that he lost a child. First off, he told us that.
My
He
condolences.
told it.
Now, you tell me what he said his
You pretty
situation
much was
was.
telling him that he couldn't be a good parent to have 11 kids because he wasn't going to be able to be there for all 11 of them and give them the proper love, care, caring, kindness, and wisdom and all of that stuff that they needed, because he had so many of them. Because in today's world, it's
Not just because he
impossible
had
to
so
be able
many of
to
them. What
do.
was the biggest
I
issue?
just said you wouldn't let me finish. I said
Okay,
because it's not possible in today's society. That's pretty much what you told him, but he didn't say
no,
nothing.
you still
He didn't
missed the
say
biggest
nothing.
thing. I'm still waiting for you
Well,
to hit on the biggest thing
go
why he
ahead.
could not.
You
They
tell
were
me.
not from the same household. How can he have that influence if he has 11 children in different households? You don't think
But
that's
see,
important?
you weren't listening to me because I led with that.
You did not say it.
So
Yeah.
Evan, so Evan,
Tap the screen, y'all. Let's get the live.
the older kids,
One hand hurt. One hand hurt, y'all. Sorry.
can you hear me? Can you guys hear me okay? The older kids that I was referring to all been in the household with me. I have older kids who graduated and older kids who took off into their own paths. You cast that judgment saying of where my kids were and displaced in different homes or whatever. You didn't have any facts to that. You just casted that out. But I let you get on and try to let your point get across.
Okay, wasn't it you that said you had 11 children with different baby mamas? They live in the
With
same house?
seven different baby mothers.
Okay, so how is it, unless I'm mistaken, they couldn't have lived in the same household, right? Am I presuming too much?
We're talking about my adult teens. We're talking about my teens, my kids who are older. They all were in a household together. The ones that are in college and the ones who also didn't go to college and went on their own path.
Okay,
I have young kids.
How many moms? How many moms?
I have other kids. I have younger kids. I have younger kids who's still going through the drought of me not being in their household.
Okay, well there you go. So what's the point you making here? You did all that to go around and tell me you still have children that were not in the household with you. Bad parent.
I didn't go around anything. I went straight to the source.
Nothing has changed, sir. Nothing has changed. Bad parent.
The older kids.
He did all that to get back to the bad parent. Go ahead, man.
The older kids.
Yes.
All grew up in the same household.
Okay, kudos. You did a good job on them. So you left some of them out in the cold. That's not a good parent, sir. One child that's mistreated, one child that's not having the benefit of their father, like the oldest, because you did it right with some, that means you're a good parent now? No, sir. If you choose to make 11 children, you need to be a good parent to 11 children. I don't know where do you guys get this stuff? Do you think because you did right by some of the kids, the others make you, well, he's a great parent because he did it right for 3 of them? What the hell? Who do you think you're talking to?
No.
I'm still trying to find out how he said he did it right by half and didn't get it right by the others.
Because the ladies allow y'all to do toxic bullshit. But I don't be with the toxic bullshit. Every one of your children deserve your presence. And there's nothing you can do to change the fact that I'm going to call you a bad parent because you chose to not be in the household with them.
AJ.
Prove me wrong.
AJ, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
It's going to be semi-personal, but you put it out there already. So you say you have 11 children, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The first 5, 6, or 7, were all those together? Because you're saying that they were in the same household. Like, what was that?
My first 3. My first 3 are in the same household.
And then the rest of them?
2 of them graduated, and 1 of them didn't. I was present for all those, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as time was going on and me experiencing other women and being involved in having children with them, I'm still involved with all them children and all their mothers.
So you saying it was a gap between the first 3?
There was a gap in between me having them. Like I don't have any issues with my. Okay, there's the stair steppers. I can get the name and I can get the
You
number in them, right?
you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. I
The very
understand where
fact that
Evan.
he
I
has to go
understand where
through
Evan is going.
tea time. Listen to this. The very fact that he has to go through this length to even keep up with them speaks to the type of parent he is. And I got people in the chat got the nerve to be telling me, "Oh, what right do you have to say shut up?" Because you people are stupid, you need someone to lead you who's bright, and I'm that bright person. So I'm giving you.
gonna
Ma'am, hold on while I
insult
finish.
all
Hold on
of
while I
us?
finish.
You gonna
Because the
insult
dumb
all of
people,
us?
ma'am, hold on, because the dumb people need to hear from someone intelligent. Okay, so those people who think that they're going to be able to articulate that this guy somehow is a good parent, and that you know what, it speaks to the toxicity when they are literally sending the great parent with 11 children, the kids spread all over across the United States. They sending him gifts because they realize they appreciate toxicity. Bad parent.
Yeah, we didn't say that he was great or we didn't say he was bad. You said that. You said that.
I just asked for everybody to
I
my
love
hand
it.
heart. That's it.
I love it.
Yeah, you said Evan. You said that. You the one that said what type.
Shut up and you God. You just told the women to shut up and you God.
Bad parent, first off.
No,
Like,
I told the people who were disagreeing with me to shut up.
How dare you even jump on an app and call somebody a bad parent? Do you
How
have
dare I? Because I'm coach. What's wrong with you? How dare you question me?
That ain't even been out into the world yet.
How dare Lady Blue? You
got
knew?
a 19-year-old hasn't even spared
Lady Blue, you must be new.
It don't matter if I'm new, old, younger, or whatever.
You're confused apparently because if you don't know, I'm the authority to say
You're not
whether
even
he's a
holding
good
the
parent.
topic. You can't even hold the topic. You can't even hold the topic of a conversation.
I can't hold what?
You can't hold our topic of a conversation. You
I
have
can't
a
hold or topic?
hasn't
What the hell? What language are you speaking? You can't hold or topic?
You're a whole clown.
What language are you speaking, bro?
You can't hold this topic because you don't have a teenager that even been. You don't have
Listen, you confused. You might want to think about what you're gonna say and just recognize you're talking to Coach Evans, okay? And if you're going to challenge me, you're going to end up looking pretty stupid because you're already trying. And I see I got you rattled. It's okay. It's okay. You're a bad parent. Just change your name from AJ to bad parent, and we're gonna be fine.
Let's not do that to that man. Don't do that.
It's fine, man. Listen, I ain't gonna tell you that.
I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. I don't necessarily have to agree with how you raise your kids, your lifestyle when it comes to your kids. But who am I to judge? Because I have one child. And because I think the world and I think that my one child, how she lived her life and how she moved through her life, her little 29 years she been here was awesome and great, and she ain't caused me no problem, does not give me the golden key to be able to open the door and say that somebody else is horrible. Because I'm basing it off of my experience. That's the whole thing that T been trying to tell us, ain't it? You know, you can't project on him based on what you know personally to be true in your life. Just because your kid is in there and you know her left and her right, what she will and won't do, her up and her downs and all this, that, and the other, does not mean that that's the cookie cutter when it comes to raising your kids.
Hi guys. You're right. You can only do what you can do to raise your kids. You can do the best job you can, and the kids are going to do what they're going to do. You have to, I mean, you got to parent the best way you can. The best way you can, be there as much as you can. I have a 34-year-old, a 28-year-old, and then I started all over. I have a 13-year-old. On down, and it's hard. And now with the younger generation, not only do you have your parents, but you have social media.
Right.
We didn't have social media when we were younger, and the stuff that's out here now these days, it's crazy.
See, I love your platform. I love the way you know how to hold dialogue here, sweetheart. Y'all have a blessed when I come through, how I
AJ.
come through.
Thank you for coming,
Y'all take
AJ.
care.
You too.
AJ, you getting ready to leave us?
Oh, AJ, I didn't mean to run you off, brother.
No, I'm real love. So what I don't like to do is sit here and finger point and name call and none of that type of stuff, man. I don't sit around them type of energies. I'm gonna get up through. But you go ahead, brother. You keep doing what you're doing to get your views up, man.
Yeah, I don't even go live anymore, brother. But yeah, I'll certainly do that. And I'll continue to tell the truth. I get that it can be triggering to some folks. A lot of people like the nice, soft, sweet conversations in which they continue to let the children suffer and the relationship suffer. We're looking at over 50% of divorce going on, right? We're looking at children being raised by the millions with just one parent. I have a problem with that stuff. I have a problem with people just accepting that stuff. It's not anything personal. I certainly don't know you, so it's not personal. It certainly is not going to, in my estimation, ever be considered okay, though. Not in my book. But it's not personal.
We're not saying that we 100% disagree with what you're saying. We're not saying that. I think the conversation for that man, if you were trying to persuade him or try to get him to understand and see something different in what he was doing and how he was being there for his kids and how he could be better at being there for his kids, that was a conversation that you should have had with him.
Yeah.
You should have had that conversation with him instead of just saying that he was a bad parent and now he's shut down. Now he's somewhere else in the corner somewhere, probably thinking about what was said to him. So what did we accomplish with that conversation? Not
Well,
a
if he's
thing.
thinking about it, I
Not
accomplished my
nothing.
goal.
You know,
If
and
he's
we
thinking
can sit up
about it,
here and name call, right? We can say, oh, he's not a good parent. And then some people can make an assumption that you're not a good person. So, we all have our anecdotal, we all have our.
He could be the best parent to those 11 kids than somebody is to one child. He could be a better parent to 11 children than somebody is being to one child. Who are we to say that he's not? Because of his because of his circumstances, he could still be a great parent. But we didn't get to hear that. We didn't get to hear that.
Productive. It wasn't productive. It could have been more productive.
No. I want to hold you to that. Give me a scenario in which he could
I'm not
going to
give you I'm not going to give you that scenario.
You said you could, but you can't even give me a scenario
I'm saying figuratively speaking. I'm saying Evan, you're not the only one that got a brain in the room. You're not the only educated person in the room. You're not the only educated person in the room. What I'm saying is figuratively speaking, he could be. He could be. How? That would be depending on what he tells us, what he shows us, what he does. But we didn't get that far with him because you insulted the man. But what he does have is patience and integrity, and he showed that. He showed that.
Give me an example.
So you need that when you dealing with children. You need that when you dealing with children. Some people don't have that. That he didn't cuss you out. That was some integrity right
that's
there.
What you would call integrity? Okay.
Yeah, he didn't cuss you out. He bowed out gracefully.
Did I curse him out?
You insulted the man though. You insulted the man.
No, I said he was a
See,
bad
that's the
parent.
thing. You don't think that you said or you're doing anything wrong. You don't think because go back again, we keep saying that there's no cookie cutter with everything. You're making it appear as because in your household right now that everything is great. So this is how it's supposed to be done. This is how it should be done. But it's not like that with everybody. It's not like that with everybody. And I go back again, I'm going to keep using my own kid. As great as she's been moving through life with the things that I've taught her and shown her, I'm willing to bet you there's something that she ain't talked to me about that she wouldn't have wanted me to know that she's done before she left that house. But I'm not going to sit here and say that she never has done anything wrong. And I know I raised her. I can say, okay, if you come to me and say, getting ready to call her name. If you come to me and say, cuss me out, and she said, blah, 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 I say, no, she didn't. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. She would have to tell me that she cussed Evan out.
Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. Yeah,
But at the end of the day, is
pay
she
attention
perfect?
to
Nope.
this. Yes, ma'am.
Nope.
I want you to pay attention to this. Storm in the comments said, Evan's wife and kids hate him.
So not true.
Oh, honey, you don't hate me?
So not true.
Oh, damn.
Hey, Miss
Okay.
Evans.
How are you?
Hi. How are you?
Doing well.
See, I ain't even agreeing with that because I don't know your wife and kids. I can't say that, and I'm not gonna just throw something out there like that.
But the reality is, so many people do not want to hear the truth and get it raw and rugged. And sometimes you got to hear it raw and rugged. Listen, I don't know the guy, and I have no ill will against him. But if somebody's going to describe to me, in 2024, I have 11 children. We talk about, what's that guy? Cam Newton. We talk about Nick Cannon, 10, 11. These are people with great resources. And I say that is bad parenting. I don't care how many resources you have. Why have we gotten to a point as a society? It's so scary that people will support someone because he says, well, I care about them. You got 11 of them across multiple women. I asked how many women. He never did answer the question.
He did. He said 7.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. All right. Hold on. Let me gather myself. 7? Somebody explain to me again how he's a good parent.
Okay, so can we say this, right? Because
Are you about to explain that he's a good parent?
We didn't say that.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Let me say this.
Go ahead, honey. Go ahead.
Because I can expound on how you're not a good person. I can expound on how distasteful and how uncomfortable that was, because you personally attacked him. You didn't say that these are not good parenting
skills.
Skills. You said you are
I don't know his skills.
So you personally attacked him. You didn't, because if you're a coach, I would like to believe that you have more insight on how
I could have done it a little bit more soft. Yeah, I did it for.
Well, okay. You say soft, but respectful. You could have been
what you saying, B-Ray.
It doesn't cost anything to be respectful. Right. You can be assertive. You can prove your point, but you don't have to be disrespectful.
I think we get it, but can I jump in and say something, please, Evans?
Wait. Before you say something, I need everybody to tap the screen, and go ahead and
get them goals.
Have the live goal. So everybody still one hand heart.
Tap, 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 tap. No, she said, go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing? What's up, T?
Evening.
Evans, my brother. So listen, I look at, numbers don't lie. One thing for sure, numbers do not lie. And, I heard the mathematics and they kind of scared me too. They gave me, pause for concern. And I share the sentiment of all of you here who are concerned about, maintaining this gentleman's, level of respect and dignity. So I'm with you on all of that. To be honest with you, I gotta share with you that I'm sure being called a bad parent is probably a mild, if you want to call it an insult. It's a mild assessment of this conversation. If we're being honest, it's a mild insult, if it's an insult at all. But I think in the bigger picture, looking at the mathematics of this situation, 11 divided by 7. Okay, we didn't even get down to how many households, but 11 divided by 7. I'm gonna stick with that middle number, the 7. The how many households we don't know, but the 7. That means there's 7 women among us, and I'm willing to bet you they have some more harsh and critical things to say about this gentleman than was said tonight. I'm gonna imagine. I'm pretty sure, especially these women are of our community. They've probably said a lot more harsher things to him than was said to him tonight. Now, with that being said, let's move that out of the way. I'm not overlooking your assessment that he's a bad person for saying it, but I mean, if you wanted to, you could use some worse words than that too. I've heard worse words than that being used to insult. If you want to insult somebody, there's a more articulate way to do that too. That's not as pleasant to hear. I think bad parent is probably mild on the scale of insults, especially when you consider the seven women that would probably either agree or double down and add some language to it that wouldn't be so pleasant to this conversation. Now, with that being said, let me just give you a bigger perspective, and I'll be brief. The audience we have tonight listening to this, pray God don't have this mathematics to deal with. Pray God that in this message that they can hear the sentiment that a grown man, the coach, is only suggesting, like he said several times, that this is not the prescribed or the better way to try to maintain a family or a household or raise children. I think that's the bigger message. The takeaway, I think if we look at everything said in here, the takeaway is, although this man came forward and gave his information and the mathematics came out, I think the better way to look at it is, and I think you ladies might agree with this. That's not the way that you would want these younger people who are listening to this conversation to accept as the protection for someone who would go around and impregnate 7 women with 11 different kids. I don't think the women would want to be encouraged by that, and neither would the men.
We didn't disagree. We didn't disagree with him when he was making that. Yeah, we didn't disagree with that.
How you do it, that's basically what it boils down
It's tact with everything. I don't care how educated you are. I don't care how educated you are. When you're trying to talk to somebody, you're trying to reach people, you can't give everybody the gutter version. You can't be hard, with everybody. You can't be like that because he specifically let you know that he did not like what you said. He specifically starts shutting down when you call yourself trying to talk to him and trying to reach to him. You more so was trying to shine your educational, because you pretty much told us, tell me how, like you want us to prove me wrong. That's pretty much how you came to the whole panel. And then you started insulting the people in the comments and stuff like that. It's like, that's not how you get people, how you reach people. That's how you lose people. We on the panel talking about how please, because it doesn't line up with what you think and what you were saying, so that makes it.
You don't think this man is already lost?
Look, I'm not saying that he's not, but what I'm telling you is that as a 49-year-old woman, I'm not passing judgment on this man if he is lost. If he is lost, then I'm going to do whatever I can to help him find his way. But you did not even give him the opportunity to even come and say what he needed to say, because you was too busy trying to tell everybody how you got the cookie cutter.
Did he say he was lost?
Are you reading any of these comments, Miss Ketch? Are you reading any of these comments?
No, because a lot of times I can't see that stuff. My thing is this, it goes back again. I'm going to see it how I see it. I'm going to feel about it how I feel about it. You either agree or you disagree. That's just how it goes, right? I did not agree. I agreed with what you said. I didn't say nothing was wrong with what you said. It was how you were bringing it to him. It was your delivery.
Can I challenge you to this?
You don't have to challenge me. Just tell me what you want.
Okay, well, we're still being civil. If Evans was a woman, and making the exact same assessment, I would submit to you that the reception would be a whole lot different from you.
And I'm gonna tell you that that's where you're gonna be wrong, because we go back, because there you go, putting everybody on the same platform, or you putting everybody in the same basket. I'm not like that. I'm gonna be fair with everybody. I'm gonna be fair with everybody, because I'm gonna judge the way that I want to be judged. That's how I'm gonna do.
I've yet to see women come to a defense of a man when a woman's going off on him with the exact same type of verbiage, or even worse verbiage than what Evans was using. And like I said, that was mild compared to some of the language I've heard women say about men with this same type of mathematics, in my opinion.
Very well, let's get to another part, right? Let's get to another part of it. What about calling the people in the comments stupid? What was that all about?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You delivery to everybody.
Allow me to explain. You asked the question. You asked the question.
We can.
You asked the question. Allow me.
It up and we can.
You want me to respond, or you just want to talk?
No, I wasn't finished. I'm just saying. We can clean it up. We can cover it up. We can
put a bow on it.
We can put We could do so many things with it, right? Because I'm pretty sure intellect and I'm pretty sure you guys have
I like the way
intellect,
I
right?
like the
But
way
what I'm
we.
saying is, let's just call a spade, right? It was distasteful. He was calling people down in the comments stupid. And he's a coach. He's a professional coach. Like, this is some of the things, like, I've never known you, Evans. And this is a bad first impression. I've never heard your name. I know who you are. I know what you're about. But this is a bad first impression, in my opinion, that I had being a professional coach.
Thank you. I appreciate all that you just said there, and I assure you, it doesn't bother me one bit that you never heard of me or that you don't like the first interaction. I'll share that with you as well. I have no idea who you are, and I also don't like the first impression, because the very fact that you would support this guy that has 11 children with 7 different women, and
You just gaslighted.
I let you finish.
No, you're lying.
Allow me to
I
finish.
didn't say that I support that.
I let you say the message.
You see, you're lying. It's gaslighting at this point. But go ahead. So you have the ability to get
the bottom line is, I didn't appreciate meeting someone today that thinks a man with 11 children from 7 different women, and thinking somehow me saying he's a bad parent, which with anyone with any level of common sense would agree with me. The fact that you have a problem with it, and the fact that you're upset that I'm calling people in the comments.
I know people like him.
Okay, not only am I disappointed in meeting you, but I'm also disappointed at the fact that you have no self-control.
But no,
Can you hold on and let me finish what I have to say?
Hold on.
I'm still talking. What are you talking about? Can you hold for a second? I actually stayed quiet and listened to you.
You doing the same thing.
Okay.
You did, Evan. You did the same thing.
I'm sure what you're about to say.
No, go ahead. No, I'm telling you. I'm saying you were doing the same thing. You were doing the same thing. You being condescending. You being condescending. We never said that we agreed with him having 11 kids and seven different women. We did not.
They said, I don't know what's going on. Wait. I don't know what's going on. Hey. I don't know what's going on, but they saying in the comments, let them finish. I don't know who they talking about. I'm just trying to finish this macaroni and yams. So can y'all let somebody finish and help me reach the live goal? Finish off this live goal real quick. But go ahead, y'all.
Okay, let me say this. I'm about to drop.
They listen to a woman, though.
Let me drop. Okay, but
V-Ray, don't drop. Let Evan finish. V-Ray. Go ahead and let Evan finish.
I got you, Cash.
Okay, I'll let him finish, but I want to say after, I want to speak after him.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Again, I am disappointed in the fact that you have a lack of self-control. You questioned me being a coach, but you can't even stay quiet enough for me to speak and tell you exactly how I feel. So I'm disappointed in you as well. Don't worry about it. You need not come over here and get any coaching. I'm pretty sure whatever you got going on, it's on point. And obviously, somehow you see the 11 kids and 7 baby mamas is a great thing. So I'm sure things are great over there. I'm pretty sure them kids are being well cared for. I'm pretty sure those kids are really proud of that mom. Yeah, mom, back up that guy that just have kids all over the freaking earth. Barely see them. And gets on TikTok and people throw gifts at him like, ooh, that's the standard. And you wonder why we so damn lost. You wonder why there's such a divide between the men and the women. Because when somebody speaks powerfully, when somebody makes a statement, imagine this, Tea Time. I am so polarizing, Tea Time. I said a man with 11 children to 7 different women. I went all out. I fell off the truck and I said, you're a bad parent. How dare I? Oh, they should cancel me. I called him a bad parent. You should feel really foolish right now to be questioning me. Alan.
Okay, so I want to say this, right? I stayed quiet during that whole conversation. How dare you try to gaslight me? We all seen this in 4K, and not one time, and please prove me wrong in the comments, I condone this type of situation. The only thing that I denounced is your ability to communicate with him in a respectful way about your point. Please don't gaslight me to say that I agreed with his lifestyle. How dare you? You are a textbook of a narcissist is what you are. And you straight up just gaslighted me and you lied directly on my name. But again, I'm not surprised because like I said, you haven't given me a good first impression as a professional coach. How dare you?
Isn't it also gaslighting to say that to ignore the facts of the situation and just pick out him calling him a bad parent and take issue with that one thing and ignore everything else that was talked about?
We weren't ignoring everything as we were trying not to be fighting with the man. He was trying to talk to
You did a
him,
good job.
but
I heard
you were judging him. You were judging him, and to the people in the comments talking about baby mamas and this and baby daddies and this, that, and the other. Excuse me, I was married for 25 years. Okay, and my daughter was okay. She was well taken care of. So I just want to throw that out there for you. But go back again. Nobody said that we agreed with anything how he was living his life. He was trying to come forth and was trying to talk. But you was passing judgment on the man, and you can't say that you weren't because you were. And then you're saying that people weren't listening. We were listening. You being condescending. You started off being condescending. Just tell the truth. Because you telling us you professional at this, and you said that we weren't going to, you automatically said that we weren't going to agree. We didn't disagree with what you were saying. We disagree with how you brought it out. Because he wasn't being confrontational. He wasn't being disrespectful. Even though you disrespected him, he still was being respectful to you. And we're saying if you were trying to reach the man, that wasn't the way. That's all we were saying. And if he was a man, a moose, a cat, a rat, or whatever, we probably would have still felt the same way. I'm not saying that a man with 11 children and 7 baby mamas and this, that, and the other is the ideal parenting aspect, parenting life or whatever. I'm not saying that. But we could not get to that part because the man, you disrespecting the man. You was disrespecting him. He was trying to give us insight and tell us what was going on. And then now you saying that we were ignoring him because he had 11 kids and 7 baby mamas. Hell, you didn't hear the 7 baby mamas until I told you that. And the man was way gone.
Yeah,
He was already gone.
I thought he was a bad parent. I thought it was less than 7. You knew it was 7, and you were okay with him. That's the problem.
It was. I didn't. But see, that's the thing. That's the thing. No. There you go back again. Just like she said. Talking. No, I was not. You gaslighting again. I did not say that I was okay with it. You keep saying that we were okay with it.
Right,
so because you said that we were okay with it, that makes it right?
No.
Because you said that we didn't see a problem with the 7 baby mamas. You think that we were okay with that? We didn't say that we were okay with that. We never made it there. We never made it there because you was passing
for the better
judgment.
Part of 3 years. Has it not been a argument on TikTok that men refuse to hold men accountable? Hasn't that been a conversation going on for 3 years at least?
Okay. All right.
So we can agree with that.
Right. Self-control, ladies.
Was that
we agreeing with you?
End up with baby daddies like that because you don't have self-control.
I'm gonna need you to stop saying that.
Okay, all right. Go ahead.
I'm gonna need you to stop saying that.
I'm sure you got something really good to say, so I'll be quiet. Go.
You just being condescending. That's exactly what you're doing. Because we know the conversations that's been had on TikTok. It's not like we haven't been here. We know. It doesn't negate the fact that you was rude and disrespectful to that man. I don't care if he had 15 kids and 25 baby mamas. That's not my household. But everybody is not going to run their life and live their life how Evan and the Evans family live their lives. And you got to understand that.
I think if you had more women on this with an open mind, they would say that man disrespected 7 women too.
But that's not my place to say. I don't agree with the lifestyle. I didn't see he acting like we agree with the lifestyle. I didn't say that nowhere in there that I agree with the lifestyle. I disagree with that man trying to talk and you was passing judgment on him when he was trying to talk. That would be any man or woman. That he was trying to explain what was going on in his life and how his situation came about. But you weren't listening to him because you was passing judgment. That's exactly what was happening.
I will say this. If we were in a barbershop and that man gave the mathematics like he did in here, he would
They
get a
chew
lot.
them up.
Of course they would. And
I know.
Pause
I
on
know.
this. And I guarantee you, if he was in a hair salon with a bunch of women and gave the mathematic, he would get chewed out. And not one soul would come to him and say that people are using harsh words or they're demeaning. Sorry, my phone rang.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I get it. On TikTok, we can take these stances and take these opinions, and it's a strong stance to take. That verbiage was used that was insulting, or that somehow there's something that Evans could possibly do to demean this man and his character. I'm willing to bet you, if he was in a hair salon or a barbershop, he'd catch a whole lot more flack than what he got from Evans.
I'm upset that y'all act like that we don't
But
understand that. But I
I pay
also want to
attention.
tell
I'm
you
like,
this:
because we're
who
not
I
getting
am.
it.
Who I am on TikTok is who I am when I'm walking the streets. I feel how I feel about certain things, you know, and if I agree with it, I agree. If I don't agree, then I don't agree. I don't care who waving the flag, who like it and who don't like it. But if I was standing in a beauty shop, in a barber shop, anybody that knows me know that if I don't agree with something, I'm gonna say something about
And
it.
that's
I'm not
fine.
gonna belittle the man. I'm not gonna
That,
belittle the man and try to make a point with him. And that's how you came out.
but
You
that's
came
fine.
out saying that we was gonna be
I think they
disrespectful.
know.
That's
They
fine. But
know what
who
we're trying to say. But I will say this: I pay attention to patterns too.
who speaks
So
for the
just set
voiceless?
that.